So, welcome back to Curse of Strahd Nightfall. Tonight's Factspiration question is... Okay. Wow, this one's pretty heavy. What advice would your character give to a younger version of themselves? God damn. All right, so the question is, what advice would your character give to a younger version of themselves? So as you ruminate on that, would somebody, for a point of DM inspiration, like to sum up what happened last week? If you are interested in such a thing, throw out a d20. I'm one of those hard to please DMs that never hands out inspiration. So like this is kind of your only chance. You got to catch me off guard with a real good joke. That's pretty much the only way to get inspiration. I'm trying. Going once, going twice. All right, Wayne, give us a summation of what happened last week.
So last week, we were found at the scene of the crime, if you were, Will. We had just fallen back from getting our asses kicked by a vampire when the burgomaster and Eastmark and a number of townsfolk came to see what was going on with the church burning down. We tried to present a certain story to the town folks, and the burgomaster was trying to do damage control and get everyone to go back inside. And it wasn't finally until the fact that there was a vampire involved do people finally realize, oh, it's dangerous to be out here this late at night. So his promise to the townspeople is that we would be in his family's custody, and he would figure out what happened and how best to handle things. I'm still knocked out at this point. Anne is worse for wear. Mad Mary, I think was her name. She was knocked out previously by Father Donovich, and we have the dead body of Father Donovich. Mad Mary gets woken up. She doesn't know what's going on, and we're brought back to the burgomaster's estate. With my neck wounds and Anne's neck wound, everyone's very concerned that we may have been infected with a blood disease. And Chris, with a combination of, just inherent paranoia and general PTSD, stayed up, keeping one eye on us throughout the night. And I woke up in total darkness, not knowing what was going on. And that was kind of intense. I did manage to go back to sleep. In the morning, trying to figure things out, it did turn out that maybe I contracted something, and Chris is willing to help me keep it a secret. The rest of the party, they get told by the burgomaster that we will be under house arrest for a number of days, and that our things will be collected by Eastmark and Yanina, and Anne and Robin are going to go and gather our things and also collect Dan as they go back to the tavern, Blood of the Vine, to gather our things. The cat has messed the entire room, and much to Anne's horror, Dan is frozen in a position where he has been screaming and died of fear. It is strongly suspected that it was the Sweets woman who heard Dan's cries from a nightmare in the night, and she might have poisoned him, but we don't have any physical proof of that. An autopsy was performed. There was some food found in Dan's stomach, or what may be food. Chris needs to take a closer look. And I did tell Chris to let Arena know that I may not be well after realizing that she's not going to try and drive a stake through my heart right off the jump. And so we're dealing with Anne's trauma, my illness, what we're going to do for the next couple of days as far as our move and gathering information while we're under house arrest. And maybe we need to stop becoming a collection of individuals and become a unit and nominate a leader.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and take your point of DM inspiration. A lot happened. Okay. If you are interested in answering this question, what advice would your character give to a younger version of themselves? Go ahead and chuck some dice into chat. This is for a bardic inspiration that lasts the whole session or until you use it. Going once. Going twice. And Robin. Oh,
no, you called it.
Came in too late. Came in too late. Robin, take it away. What advice would you have for young Robin?
Don't go to the house.
Good advice. That's good advice.
I mean, and like, don't let anyone go to the house. Basically, like, I think she would have like found a way to like go burn it down or something if she could.
Ooh, you know how them horror movies do. Yeah. Then you just get pulled in a different way.
Last night. Yeah. I saw it charred to the ground.
Look, just leave a bad Yelp review.
Yeah, that'll definitely.
There you go.
Airbnb bad review. There you go. Left me a 80 item chore list. Charged me $800 for not replacing toilet paper. Yeah. Okay. You may ask the same question of any NPC you've met previously in the campaign.
What about Vasily von Holtz?
Vasily von Holtz, man, what advice would he give to a younger version of himself? I think his advice to himself would be keep your head down and your nose clean. Would probably be the advice he would give to himself. He definitely poked around where he shouldn't have and put himself in a bad situation. So yeah, he didn't have to worry about no death house, but I think if he could take it back, he would have tried to stay off of the radar, as it were, of certain powerful individuals. All right. So let us head back into the world itself and figure out what you guys should do next.
Well, I have a note on my sheet that I think I made like at the end of last session, which was that I wanted to insight check Anne, because Anne was being really all sorts of weird about hunting down the sweets lady and what we need to do next, that kind of thing. So I think Robin is just wanting to figure out what is going on with Anne right now.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. I'm trying to move into a less dice rolling situation. So let me check what Anne's got going on here. All right. Why don't you come into secret chat real quick, Robin?
All right.
Man, listening to just the recap of last session was like making my skin crawl, and like nothing even really happened last session. I mean, a lot happened, but like nothing like creepy, you know? It
was
plenty creepy shit happened. It was like, it's not as actively creepy as some of the other shit we've dealt with.
Yeah, I guess less horrific. But yeah, I don't know what it is about this. Maybe I haven't eaten yet today. I'm drinking cold brew. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
I mean, that's going to give you really fucked up jitters. No, it's more of like the slow burn fear, maybe. We got a blood disease. We got
Dread.
we have a giantess that may go on a murderous rampage, and her companions are not suitable to stop it.
I mean,
Some other stuff might happen. Who knows?
I could stop it, but no one would like that result.
We saw a red mist eat her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if 308 Winchester is going to do the trick. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys hear my dog going crazy right now?
Nope.
No, it
Thank
doesn't get
God.
past the gate.
I bought her this rhino, and it's like as big as her, and she
That's
wrestles
awesome.
it hardcore. Oh,
I wonder what Robin is learning.
I think you
Apparently
already
a
know
lot,
what
'cause
I think you already know what she's learning.
I mean, I might not. All right.
Okay. All right. So that's what you kind of sense from watching and listening.
All right. Then with that, like I think, like Anne, if I'm remembering where we left it, Anne was kind of like calming just a little bit. Like definitely wanted to go out and do stuff, but was kind of like we didn't have to. If I'm remembering, we didn't have to leave right this second. Like it was okay to.
What she was when you said that, you know, wait, let's think about this. She was like, okay, we're gonna wait, we're gonna relax, heal up, and then we're going. We need to be prepared. This is what we're doing now.
So, Anne, I need you to give me a blind wisdom saving throw.
All right. Wisdom. Saves wisdom.
Okay. All right. Sure. You could wait. You could wait. That's fine. I mean, it's Robin asking you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's fine. For now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Robin, kind of sensing that stuff is calming just a little bit, is going to like not push it, and she's going to say, "Okay, well, it's been a long night for everybody. Let's try to get some rest. The burgomaster needs to do what he's doing for the day. We've all had a lot going on this morning. Let's regroup, heal up everybody, and then let's get out of this town as soon as everybody's safe to travel. It'll be better, I think, for everyone to get out of here. There's too much that's happened here."
Mm-hmm.
And she'll kind of look around at anybody else who's in the room and see if there's any challenge to that plan or if everybody's kind of on board.
I think when we left off, we were outside watching Father Donovich burn with Eastmark.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
She'll
Yeah.
look
So you
around
guys
and-
are on the back of the burgomaster's house.
I'm sure Eastmark's like, "Yep, get out of here. That's good. Good plan."
I think if I remember right, last time he said he was gonna.
He would help you.
Yeah, he would help us.
Yep. So, as you are kind of talking this out inside the house, it's not even 10 a.m. yet. But realizing that you are in fact pretty sickly, Wayne, we probably need to address that before we go any further. So, Irenia, with sort of a hesitancy, says, "All right, well, we're going to Serpool on the way to Valakai, and if possible, I'll try to trade for more holy water from the Vistani at Serpool camp, and if we can't do that, then perhaps in Valkai at the church I'll be able to acquire more. But Wayne, I feel terrible about what happened. Let's. I'm going to spend the day taking care of you, but you must stay in bed and you must rest today. So, can you do that for me?
I can do that for you.
Okay. And so she takes out the last vial of holy water that she has in her possession, and she starts loading it up into a syringe, and goes ahead and starts sort of injecting it into areas around the cleaned wound, and essentially into like your thigh and like your neck, and basically just trying to get it into like major arteries to kind of get it pumping through your blood, essentially. And then mechanically, because she's gonna take care of you all day, tomorrow when you make your save to see if things get better or worse, you will have advantage to that save, and because of the treatment of the holy water, it's going to lower the DC to recover, essentially. So
Okay.
fingers crossed you get a decent constitution save tomorrow. But she'll go ahead and do that for the day, and that will be essentially what you guys are doing with the rest of today, is simply for you, bed rest. I guess I should ask everyone else, like, what is the play here? Like, how long do you want or need to rest? How long are you willing to rest? And what are you planning to do while you rest? Some of you are still pretty beat up. You might benefit from just spending the whole day, or however many days you have available, just laying in bed.
I'd like to stay at least 5 days. If we spend the whole day just resting, is there like a chance we could lose more than one exhaustion if that's all we're doing?
Not the exhaustion, no,
Okay.
but other injuries could recover. So you want to spend 5 days here? Is that my understanding? That's
That's
your.
my goal. I don't know about anybody else.
Because we've got people with what, like 5 wounds, and
Yeah.
I think is our most wounds that we've got.
Is it a tie between Jason and Anne?
I only have one wound, and but I do have a lot of injuries that need time, and I can't get rid of those until I get rid of all the wounds. But I think if we're like having that moment where like we're meeting back up again, Anne's gonna let everybody know what she wants everybody to do. She's gonna say we're gonna, everybody's gonna stay in bed, rest, and then before try and get as rest up as soon as possible. If you're able to move, train a little bit, because we're gonna leave as soon as everybody's ready. We're gonna leave and head to this this camp to find this lady, the lady who killed Dan.
Well, I thought we were going to Valkai.
Yeah, that's where she is.
Who are we bringing with us?
Oh, Mark said he's coming because we need to go that way anyways. So rest up and get ready.
How intense is Anne when she's making this proclamation?
And on a scale of 1 to 11, how intense are you?
I think she's at an 8 right now.
Okay.
Wayne keeps his mouth shut.
Is that clear?
But he shoots a look to Chris like, dude.
And is that clear?
Yes, is that clear?
What?
Good to have a goal, and that's definitely a goal. Might be wise if we could take Periwinkle with us.
And I'm gonna need you to give me a blind wisdom saving throw, please.
All right.
Okay. And if you could come to secret chat real quick.
All right.
Are we all in the same room as this is happening? Is
I
that-
Yeah, I
would
guess so.
presume-
All right, this is gonna be hard, man. This is
Mhm.
gonna be hard because you're like the nicest person I know, but this is not a nice person campaign.
Yep.
You made a deal.
Mhm.
The 3 weakest men you've ever seen. Well, Jason's actually pretty strong, but Chris and like Wayne, they have no business questioning you or talking back to you.
Mhm.
You need to make an example of one or the other, or you will fly into a blind rage and start attacking everyone in the room.
Okay.
So it's up to you if the pain is directed or indiscriminate, but the rage is building up inside of you and it needs to be vented.
Okay.
You need to teach them that you are strong and the strong are obeyed.
Okay.
Okay.
Or
Saving
competition.
Dan in the house.
But
Okay. So continue your guys' conversation, I guess.
Let me see here. Let me see who. Yeah. She's gonna turn to Chris and say, "Yes, we are sitting still. You guys gonna rest up. We're gonna get ready, and then we're gonna go and kill this lady."
Wait.
No waiting. You go rest, get rid of your exhaustion, and then we're gonna get ready and go.
And well, I mean,
Chris.
we're definitely gonna rest,
Chris, now maybe now's not
and then
the
we'll
time.
talk.
Then get
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, Robin's
It's
gonna
going
step
to
forward.
rest.
Yes.
Robin's gonna step out and just go. I think everyone is on edge right now. I think going and resting and getting to it is probably a good idea. She's gonna look at Anne. She's gonna say, Anne, you have as many injuries as the rest of us. You need to get to resting too. Let's all just go and start on that. And she's gonna look around at the group and just go like, right? And try to make eye contact with every single person in the group one by one to try to get them.
I am under
Like,
strict
gnawing.
bed rest orders from Arena, so I'm not going anywhere. I will rest all day. Cross my heart and hope to die.
No,
Not really.
no, well, that's a poor word choice, I think.
look, we will be resting.
Good.
You can be assured of that.
Now go.
We're already in the room, and
All right.
I'll sit on the mattress to kind of
All right. Let me see here.
encourage everyone else to at least visibly set.
Yeah, Anne's gonna walk up to Chris, and if there's like a place for him to sit, she's gonna push him into that seat.
Chris, do you consent to this? All right, give me a athletics check, Anne.
Athletics.
Okay, Chris, in front of everyone, this lady pushes you very hard into a sitting position on the bed.
Is that clear?
yes, ma'am.
Good. Now everybody else. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you got your mind set on it.
Okay, good.
Would this be
Arenia
more or
says,
less?
and this room's pretty crowded. If you think everyone should rest, maybe you could find places around the house for everyone to rest.
We all have rooms already.
Right. But now that we all know that we need to rest, we should get to it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, you hear heavy footsteps in the hallway, and Eastmark appears in the doorway and says, just so that I can temper my expectations, when are we planning to leave?
I think in 5 days.
5 days.
You said it's a long trip. We gotta rest up.
He kind of looks at all of you, his eyes kind of roving over how beat to shit everyone is. And he just sort of takes in everybody's measure. And he says, well, we stand our best chance traveling together. So, I suppose if you need 5 days, then you need 5 days. And he just turns and he walks away.
Yeah, so I guess everyone's just gonna be exchanging looks and waiting for Anne to leave the room, if that ever happens.
She'll probably go to where Dan is, wherever Dan's body is.
Okay.
Now, did Eastmark bring Dunbar back from the shop, or is Dunbar still?
No, Eastmark went and grabbed Dunbar on the way back from.
Yeah, he helped
Okay, yeah.
investigate Dan's murder stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Yep.
I think as soon as Anne leaves the
Mhm.
room, if she's headed back over to wherever, I guess, is Dan still in the autopsy room, or did they kind of put him back together, or like what happened to that body?
I'm assuming that the body was wrapped back up,
Yeah.
and yeah, like it's. I don't think they want to keep using the dining room as an operating room. But there's plenty of big empty rooms in this house because
Okay.
again they've sold off everything. So Anne would probably just be in like a downstairs room, like what maybe used to be a sitting room or something. Just kind of holding his sewn back up body.
Well, as soon as she's gone, Robin would, like, kind of with that hushed, like, I don't want to be overheard, but I need to be loud enough for everybody in the room to hear me kind of thing. She'd be like, all right, guys, we need to talk about Anne. Like, bring it
Yeah,
in.
you think? You think?
And she's going to, she's just going to, look, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I think, look, we all were weirded out when we found Anne alive and she was like bigger and shit back there on the road. I think whatever this place does with death and people and stuff, like, I think she died back there and came back somehow, but she wasn't quite herself. And I think with Dan dying, like, that was her last grasp on, I don't know, whatever, whoever old
Humanity.
Anne was. Yeah, like she's
Well,
going to that
I'll tell
monster
you
side
what.
of stuff.
I'll tell you what. I know she's your cousin, but she's a liability.
Yeah, Robin's gonna shake her head. I don't know that she's my cousin anymore. I think she's something else.
Robin, It's true that Anne has been strange, more so the last few days, but we did not see the body get crushed.
Jason, you were going away on that horse. I watched the blood get sucked out of her by that mist. I was right there.
Yeah, she was just a desiccated hole.
Now she's got this fixation on
It's like a rage inside her somehow. It's just that's
do we know for sure if this lady did this to Dan? What did you find at the hotel?
All I found at the hotel was Dunbar caught the scent of something in the room. I followed it out into the hallway. Dunbar led me to the room of somebody who'd been staying there. It was locked up, but the Stani gentleman,
Radolf?
yes, he was staying across from it, and he told me that was where Morgantha, whatever her name was, that's where she was staying, the old lady with the pies. And when I went back into Dan's room, I could smell just like the hint of like frosting in the air. But I mean, none of that says that she killed him or anything. It just, that's the only clue I have. But
I mean, in this place, I wouldn't be surprised if she did kill him.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be either. She's creepy as fuck. But like, I don't know. I mean, she's a drug dealer. But I mean, that room was locked tight.
It seems more like, a witch is more likely. And vampires and there's werewolves.
Yeah, I mean, Dan was frightened to death. Like, it wasn't like something killed him. It was like he died from fear. So, in a locked room. So, I think whatever it was stupid magic from this world that did it. And I think Anne is different now. And all she has is this rage. And I think that's what's fueling her. And if we are not careful, it will get turned on us.
I mean, yes. Rage
they clearly said murder was an illegal activity here.
Yeah.
I mean, rage is not an issue if it can be channeled effectively.
Yeah, but... I mean, you just saw Anne. Do you think you can channel her?
Yeah, we saw what happened with Periwinkle.
I think the only one that can is you.
Yeah, Robin's gonna kind of.
Irenia stops you for a second. Jason says, "What do you mean? What happened with Periwinkle? You think Anne did something to him?"
It's more of when you get angry, things can. You say and do things that you rather not. And Anne is angry.
Ooh, you think that she kind of affected him in a way that pushed him over the edge to kill Biltrath?
That's a stretch. Hold on a second.
I don't know about that.
Well, no. What evidence do we have that she can impact someone's emotions directly?
All we know.
What she said was telling Periwinkle to be strong, to stand up for himself. The kid was being abused regularly, and someone gave him an idea that he was worth a damn, and he had enough. To say that she imparted rage into Periwinkle, I don't see it yet. I'm not saying it's impossible.
I'm not saying that's what I think happened either. I'm just saying in this place, who the hell knows? I'm not ruling anything out.
If we're jumping to conclusions, without evidence, that's also equally dangerous.
Arinia, do you know of anybody or anything, any types of creatures or anything that would bring somebody back from the dead larger than they were, not as dead as they were, and
Well, I mean, there are
more radiant?
giants like that live in the mountains, and sometimes they come down to hunt. They're very dangerous, and they like to eat the flesh of men and women and children.
But you've never heard of anybody like coming back from the dead and just being like not themselves really and just angry
Well,
and ready to
I
smash
mean,
things?
there's people in my town who keep dying and coming back as zombies, so yes, I know that there are people that come back changed, that sometimes death is not the end of your suffering.
All right, look, I'm not saying we need to do anything about Anne right now. Even I'm just saying we have to be watching her, and we can't like nobody needs to be alone with her. That's for sure. And when we get closer to Velaki, and I mean I don't know about you, but if that was like a witch or something that killed Dan, look, I mean a vampire just handed our asses to us. I mean I don't know what a witch around here can do, but I'm not sure I want to go try to tangle with one that can go through a locked door and frighten somebody to death.
I mean, she seemed pretty sure that we were gonna go to Valakai and that we were gonna kill that lady.
Well, I mean, she literally.
And she seemed pretty adamant.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Robin, I've taken a lot of orders in my life, but I ain't taking orders from her.
Yeah, Robin's gonna nod. She's like, and I don't want to go kill an old lady
Would
or a witch.
Jason
Like,
have
either way.
any insight on kind of Anne's previous mindset towards goals since we trained together for our Ninja Warrior tournament?
Yeah, I mean, you could give me an insight or a history. Since you guys have a history together. Anne, how motivated and focused do you think that Jason would know you are if he was very insightful about you?
So Anne is one of those people that needs to have something to ground her. Like when she was younger, she was a bad kid until she got into track and field, and then track and field made her focus. When her parents died, taking care of Dan was the one thing that made her focus. So usually it's like she needs to have something to focus on. And so when you're training, having that end goal to go through is helpful for her. So
so in a way, your current behavior isn't too different than how things would normally be. You've just had a horrible loss, and you're looking for something to focus on.
Yep.
Okay. Now, Jason, you would know that Anne, in addition to being a sheet metal worker, is also a bouncer at a local club for ladies. And so she is no stranger to dealing with guys who won't listen and who get fresh or just aren't doing what they're supposed to do. So that too, in a way, is not that much different than what normal Anne would do. I mean, you take away the supernatural aspect of her size and everything and her mysterious death and not death, and this is just a very strong, very driven woman who just lost her brother after surviving the death of her parents and the death of her uncle. And she's been put through a lot of crazy shit just like you guys have, and lost more than any of you have. So is it still Anne? I mean, To you, Jason, yeah, it sure seems like it's still Anne.
Anne has always been a focused individual, at least from the times I've been around her and trained with her. This seems she has always had a goal, or something to focus on. As her, not sure how much her home life was in the past. Robin, you'd know more about that than I would.
Yeah.
But if we get to the city and she still wants to do this, it'd be tough to change her mind. But I don't want her to be making something that we all know is, one, illegal, and two, something that she possibly could regret. We should confirm if this happened or not.
Agreed. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say is like I'm not trying to ostracize her or anything. I'm just saying we need to be careful around her. And if anybody has any good ideas on like how to redirect her in the next few days, because we've got 5 days I think that we just bought here. If she's even down for that. I know she said to rest, but is she gonna let us do that for 5 days? But even if we have that, we've got 5 days here, and then however much time we have on the road to get to Valakai. And if we haven't been able to figure out how to change her direction by then, we're gonna have to face it pretty head on. I think that's gonna be pretty intense.
Keep an eye on her and
Well, I mean,
Robin, you're probably the best to speak with her, and Chris, honestly, you probably the worst choice. Her day job.
look, I don't take any offense to that. I'll just say that one, she's goddamn liability, and she's putting all your lives in jeopardy acting the way she is. So you better figure out what you need to focus her on and do it quick. And two, it don't seem like anyone here in this room is on board with going to Valakai and killing that lady, no matter what she did, even if she did kill Dan. And three, like, if she tries to come up in here and tell us to give us orders like she just did and do that dumb shit, I will not abide by it.
Leo says, what does that mean?
It means you need to remove yourself from the situation, Chris. I don't think.
Yeah, you gonna kill Anne because she bossed you around.
No, I'm just saying I won't listen to her. That's all I'm saying.
But what happens if you don't listen to her?
That's up to her.
I got the
she's
feeling
more likely to try to force you to listen.
I got the feeling she's gonna throw you out the goddamn window, or I don't know. What was that episode of Futurama? Snoo you to death or whatever. Like,
give me
I got mixed vibes.
Give me a couple days rest that she could try.
I'm pretty confident. That's a big lady.
Yeah, Robin's gonna walk over to you, Chris. He's gonna be like, "Look, if you can, I'm not asking you to put up with shit specifically, but if you can just keep as much out of her way and just diffuse the situation as much as possible whenever."
I will do it, Robin. I promise you, I'll do everything I can not to exacerbate the situation.
That is all I am asking. And for everybody else, she's gonna look around. If anybody has ideas, like bring them to me, and we will try to put something in place. We will try to work on Anne and get her a little less intense, and see if we can focus on something else. And if anybody sees anything else, like, we have to let each other know.
Wayne's going to sit up in bed and he's going to sort of hold his hand up. I think we need to give it a day. She just found out what happened to her brother. we need to give her a little bit of time, and maybe she'll stew herself into a bigger rage, or maybe she'll go from fury to some other stage of grief. But we got to give her a day, I think. And I think if we as a group mean anything to her, as, you know, hapless bystanders that are in the same shitty situation she is, although not the same, but still here with her, if we get ourselves hurt or killed along the way, it makes her goal of finding justice for Dan harder. Because I don't think even a justified murder is going to fly. Especially if the burgomaster in the next city over is as eccentric as we're being told he is, if he's cutting himself off from the rest of the world. So it may be a case of we have to get, I don't know, deputized or make a case that it is a honor thing that we're bringing this woman to justice on.
Well, I still have those cupcakes that lady gave me, and I've got the remnants of what I got inside Dan's stomach. If maybe we can draw a conclusion, maybe there's poison in both. I'll take a look when I get a chance, but
And that's conclusive evidence we could bring before a magistrate.
I mean, I'm gonna be coming at them with science. These people don't even know, like, what a microscope is, man. Like,
Well,
they didn't even know what cells was. So what is conclusive evidence to us may not be conclusive evidence.
or it may be
to them.
overwhelming evidence to them if we make it stick. If they operate off of superstition and supposition,
Yeah,
I mean, maybe we can make
Are you
grandiose
guys
enough
having
pitch.
this conversation about locals with Irina in the room, or do you wait till she goes to like get fresh supplies or use the restroom or something like that? Just out of curiosity.
Chris personally doesn't have any issue sharing information with Irina.
Yeah,
I think the
but
ship's flat.
Wayne being insulting and talking down about the local people just then, yeah. Wayne would have enough sense to wait to say something like that after she's left.
Okay.
Or
Alright.
he would say it differently if she was present. Like perhaps that burgomaster, is, driven by superstition, and our science can be, overwhelming, and be super conclusive.
All right.
They have their own ways of doing things.
Yeah.
Which, if we can take time to heal up and gather more information, we can operate within those rules, those laws. We can understand things better.
All right. Well, it sounds like you guys are locking yourselves in for some downtime.
Well, I mean, we couldn't really leave the house anyhow since we're
Yeah.
sort of under
No.
house arrest, both from Anne and from
Let's see.
from the town.
All right. Recovery rules. You recover from 1 wound after each successful long rest. After completing a long rest with modest accommodation, a character may roll a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. If successful, they recover from a second wound if they have one, but this will count as their long rest activity. So essentially, this is what you did during your long rest as you rested. Use of a healer's kit by someone with proficiency in medicine gives advantage on this roll. This counts as their long rest activity. And that would use a charge of the healer's kit. Alternatively, use of a healer's kit by someone without any wounds with proficiency in medicine allows that person to substitute their medicine check for the patient's con save, but this counts as their long rest activity. You guys don't have access to any magic right now. And you cannot recover from any long-term injuries, including broken bones and the like. if you have any wounds. All right. And then each of your broken or fractured bones generates a value that you have to apply that much dedicated healing after the bone has been set with a DC 15 plus medicine check, which uses 5 charges of a healer's kit, takes 1 hour of time.
5 charges.
Yeah. 1 week of downtime reduces the amount of healing required by 10. So just sitting tight for 7 days will get you 10 points of healing. So what has been asked by others, and I have allowed it, is could you take your healing surges and apply them towards recovering from broken bones? And so if you have no other wounds and the bone has been set, you can put your any sort of dedicated healing you have towards it, which implies quite a bit of healing because, healing surges could be spent every day in addition to, just resting. This would kind of represent your guys' transition from real world people into the blood of heroes, essentially, where suddenly, you tie a stick around your leg and you get really determined and you grind your teeth and then your fucking bones are better in a
Rub some dirt on it.
yeah, in a couple of days, your bones are somehow back to normal. This would be miraculously fast healing by real world standards to be able to apply those. But you would not be able to apply them until after you had cleared all other wounds on your character. Now, as far as stress and exhaustion goes, normally you only recover 1 per day. However, there are activities that you could take during your downtime that can alleviate stress and exhaustion faster. And that would be kind of different for each character. And it would essentially represent your entire day's effort to try to relax. And you'd still have to make a check to see if it would work to alleviate some stress / exhaustion, since we're treating both of them as the same thing. And there's a chance, though, that when you go to get rid of that stress and exhaustion, that the effort is wasted. It could cost money, it could cost resources, or it could just leave you more stressed and exhausted than when you started. So just keep that in mind. But it is something that you could work on if you had nothing else that you were trying to do during that day of rest. So you wouldn't be able to do any sort of crafting, you wouldn't be able to work for coin, or any of that. You guys are under house arrest. You, as far as you know, have the trust of the burgomaster and his children, and they are certainly willing to provide you with food and drink while you're here. But beyond the basics, they won't be like providing you guys with any sort of alcohol other than watered down wine to drink with meals and things like that. They don't have a lot to offer, and their hospitality is not so great that they're like busting open the fine china and the good stuff like they did when Von Holtz was visiting. You guys are criminals, and you are literally under house arrest. So the fact that they don't have you locked in the basement is a sign of their trust in you. But if you were seen out and about town unsupervised, or just out and about in town in general, there would be questions raised, and the people of the town would probably get very, very upset. So, with all that known, we're just gonna go down the list for day.
Can I just ask real quick? How's everyone's like wounds and injuries looking? Because I can spend my. If you're like super exhausted, your Constitution save is just in the in the toilet, I could substitute my -2 medicine to help you out. I don't know if anyone's that down bad.
I'm also trained in medicine. If anybody wants Anne to help them rest,
Do you have it? Do you have any wounds though, Anne?
I have 1 wound, so I'm going to get rid of it
So-
just from resting.
Correct. Once you get rid of the wound, yes, you can use a charge of a healer's kit by someone without any wounds. With proficiency in medicine, allows that person to substitute their medicine check
No.
for a patient's con save.
Now-
So you'd be tending.
Okay.
Now, do
Okay,
do
then
I
the
ha-
first day I wouldn't be able to help.
Okay.
another thing too is if I use my long rest activity to help somebody else heal up, can I still recover from injuries, or do I have to spend my long rest activity recovering from an injury?
It depends on what the injury is. So, lost parts, you got nothing to do because you don't have regeneration and you don't have the means to build prosthetics. Scarring can only be healed by magical healing of 6th level or higher, which you do not have any access to. Muscle and tissue damage recovers in the same way that a wound would recover, but cannot be recovered until you get rid of your actual wounds. So any injury that would qualify as tissue or muscle damage, that would just heal up in the same manner that a wound would. So rest and time.
So, like the same way you can remove 2 wounds with,
Yes,
one
you
just
could
resting,
remove two muscle and tissue damage if you had no wounds. Yep.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, those of you that want to roll your con save to get rid of an extra wound, or in this case, a muscle or tissue damage, you would need to not do anything else with your downtime activity besides rest, essentially. Once you get all that shit cleared, we can look into setting those bones. If anybody has any broken or fractured bones. They will be tracked on the downtime tab of your character sheet, and as you accumulate dedicated healing, you will essentially tick up the value of that particular injury until it is healed, and then you can go about your normal life again with that particular injury being removed. So, it's a lot of things that need to be taken care of, and don't forget your remaining B team members if you have any. Those of you without B team members, Irenia and Eastmark do not trust any of you enough to join as companions. So you guys just don't have like companions to control right now. You have not ingratiated yourself or proven yourself to anyone that would be willing to join your group. So they are still just allied NPCs. All right. So with all of that knowledge in play, here on Thursday the 17th, what is Henry's plan? Henry has 1 injury. It is his rattled brain. The brain is a tissue. Wouldn't it be nice if you could recover from a concussion in 1 day? It's fucking amazing. He currently has 1 wound, however, and 2 points of exhaustion. So he is going to spend today getting rid of 1 exhaustion and 1 wound. I will take care of that for you, Remy.
Awesome.
So that's his activity for day 1. Henry's taken care of. All right. Leo. Leo is currently rocking 4 stacks of exhaustion / stress. And I don't think he has any wounds. So that's good. So
No
he's
wounds.
just going to spend today getting rid of 1 stack of exhaustion. I'll go ahead and take care of that. And done. We can get rid of his days without food penalty because he's had some food. And he's good to go. All right. So then that brings us to, let's see. Oh, shit. I removed the effects and not the actual exhaustion. My bad. There we go. All right, cool. So tomorrow we'll get rid of his other exhaustion. And looks like he got rid of his wounds, so we'll get rid of that. Cool. All right, Dunbar. Believe it or not, Dunbar's doing pretty good for himself. He has no injuries and no exhaustion. This has been a very interesting and exciting vacation for Dunbar.
Lots of awesome smells.
Yeah, for sure.
Did they eat
Okay,
rats?
Robin. what are you getting up to? It doesn't look like you have any injuries right now.
Sorry, I got ahead of you. She has one wound. Well, she has one wound, and she has a wounded kidney.
Oh, okay.
So, and she has 2 levels of exhaustion. So, first day she would get rid of a wound and an exhaustion, but she would still have disadvantage on the con save. So she got a 9, which she didn't get rid of the wounded kidney yet. So she's now just a wounded kidney and 1 level of exhaustion. So tomorrow she'll get rid of everything.
All right, Wayne. You have a disease. You're marked. We could turn that off. You've been healed already today. You've been rattled in your brain
for a while,
and wounded kidney. And then, according to your inventory, it doesn't look like you have. Oh, here we go. Going over to your features. Excuse me. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of exhaustion.
Yep.
And 2 just random ass wounds. Okay. So you're gonna rest up today, and that will remove 1 exhaustion. So you could right click to delete that, and then 1 wound. You could right click and delete that. And let me check this affliction to make sure that it's not causing any other issues for you right now.
The kidney's a problem.
You're still in stage 1 of blood sick, so that's good. You've got like quite a ways to go before you die, and you might be able to clear it out tomorrow morning, so that's good. All right, so according to wounded kidneys, what is that? Your stuff's at disadvantage?
Yeah,
your con saves. All right. So that's going to be a problem for trying to get rid of this disease for sure. So you get the night's sleep. Go ahead and give me the con save to see if you recover an extra wound. That's the first one you're going to check, because I'm assuming that is something you want to do.
Yep.
A 1, so you don't get rid of the extra wounds. Now you're going to attempt a lowered DC Constitution save to get rid of the bloodborne disease.
And
This is going to be a straight roll because you had Irenia tend to you. There you go. All right, so you are cured of the disease. All right, so that's day 1 and into tomorrow morning. All right, Irenia, she has a wound. She will get rid of it. And good. All right, we already did Henry. Chris, what's your situation?
So Chris has 5 exhaustion, 1 wound. The first day he's gonna use to get rid of 1 exhaustion and 1 wound, and then I'm gonna real quick turn in a real life token for another healer's kit, and then I have to go do that work thing. But the following days, as long as we get, I will. If anyone wants, you can. If they ask for my medicine, I'll roll it for them.
Okay. Did you already delete the stuff? Or you want me to delete it real quick?
No, I didn't delete the stuff. I'll go ahead and take care of that real quick, and then I gotta go hop on this meeting real quick.
All right, Jason. Kind of showing off here. You've got a concussion, an injured back, a wounded kidney, internal bleeding, and torn muscles.
Yeah, 5 injuries, 5 wounds, 1 exhaustion.
All right. So, after
everything's at disadvantage.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a Constitution save to represent that you spent the whole day. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't get any better for you. That's for sure. But you get rid of 1 wound and 1 exhaustion.
Okay.
Okay. And Anne.
Right.
Anne, you have shell shocked. Let's see. Remove destroyed left hand, injured back, internal bleeding, and wounded eye. And then where are you at on
1 wound, no exhaustion?
1 wound, no exhaustion. Okay, so you will be able to remove the first wound, just by resting. Then you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you can remove the second wound. So you can make a Constitution save, and then you and get rid of one of the tissue damage injuries.
W-
If you succeed.
Okay. Nope.
You do not. Okay, so that's all you did on day 1 was essentially get rid of that. Since you slept in a nice bed in a nice house, and you had no exhaustion when you woke up, you get the well rested buff. Congratulations. All right. So that was day 1. I didn't skip anybody, right? Okay. I will advance this to the next day. All right. So on Friday the 18th, what is everybody getting up to? Dunbar just vibing. He's got nothing to worry about. He spends a lot of time hanging out with Eastmark because you are sort of bedridden and resting and locked in the house. Eastmark offers to take Dunbar with him, running errands around town and doing stuff if that is okay with you, Wayne, just so that Dunbar can get out of the house.
That sounds good. I mean, Eastmark has proven to be, reliable and consistent, and
All right.
he's going to remind him of, hey, if your dad's still working on the inventory, if he finds a box of bullets, that'd be great. And please don't let anybody eat my dog.
Fair enough. All right, Henry on day 2 is going to rest and remove his remaining exhaustion. There we go. And then he will try to make a con save to get rid of his concussion. He does not. So he'll have to wait another day for that. Let's see. Leo. Let's see. On day 2, he will get rid of another exhaustion. All right. He is going to try, despite being under house arrest, to find some way to alleviate his stress. He is going to try flirting with Irenia because he is a ladies' man, or at least envisions himself as a ladies' man, and that will be relaxing to him. No. He did not do a very good job, and thus it was not a fulfilling and relaxing activity. All right. So then we move on to Irenia. Irenia's got no wounds, no injuries, and as much as she would like to continue to take care of you guys, she does have a zombie plague, so she is going to go deal with that. Yeah. So muttering to herself about the bullshit of cells and microscopes and all this other made up nonsense. And she is just going to go and figure this shit out for herself. All right. And let's see. That brings us to Robin on day 2. Let's see. Robin on day 2, I'm assuming that you're going to get rid of this last exhaustion.
Yeah, she'll get rid of her exhaustion and her wound.
Okay.
Sorry, my computer just crashed. So I'll be right back.
No worries. Okay, so I can tick those off for you.
Okay, cool.
All right, so starting tomorrow, you're back to full strength. All right. And then that takes us to Wayne. So Wayne, you got 4 more exhaustion and another wound. So I'm assuming that the wound goes away and the exhaustion goes away.
Yep.
All right, now you can attempt another Constitution save to try to get that kidney back up and running. So go ahead and give me a Constitution save. Okay, so you still have that wounded kidney, but you got rid of the wound, and now you're down to 3 exhaustion, and you're just spending all of your time resting, trying to make those saves so that you can get rid of these injuries. It's very boring, and there's just a lot of sleeping. Honestly, it's just a ton of sleeping. All right, that brings us to Jason. You still got 4 wounds, and it looks like you finally got your exhaustion nipped in the bud, so that's good. So I guess you would get rid of one of the wounds and then make a
Yes.
Constitution save to try to get rid of the next one.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, 17 with disadvantage. So you do get rid of a second wound. Fantastic. All right. And here on day 2, you could get rid of any one of your tissue-based injuries and then make a Constitution save to see if you get rid of a second tissue-based injury.
Is the injured back considered a tissue-based injury?
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm going to say it's the back muscles that it's referring to. Because if
Okay.
it was a broken back, it would be a lot worse.
Okay.
See most Batman storylines.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
It's either that one or the internal bleeding. Both of those are really bad. I'll go for the injured back. I'll get rid of the injured back.
Okay.
Do I need to make a con save for this one, or is this one just
No,
con?
you automatically get this one for resting up for the
Okay.
day. But now you can make a con save to try to get rid of a second one.
All right, now I'll make a con save. Save Constitution.
So you needed a 15. All right. So that is the end of day 2's resting. All right. We come back around to day 3 of just chilling in the house. All right. Let's see. Henry is going to. Let's see. Henry looks like he's just got his rattled brain. So he finally recovers from his concussion. And dude is just fresh as a daisy now. Fantastic. All right. And then I'm going to say that given that he had time to rest up, I'm going to go ahead and increase his maximum hit dice by 1 to show that he has had time to essentially level up in a weird BT member kind of way. So that's taken care of. Going over to Leo. Leo's got no injuries. He's still got some exhaustion here. So we're going to delete another exhaustion. Him's going to try to convince Irenia that he could help her deal with the zombies. He'll even wear a disguise. Oh, shit. All right. So he succeeds and gets to actually leave the house, even though he's under house arrest. And that actually, despite a day of dealing with zombies, is preferable to being stuck at the house with those cigarettes and you guys. So he will get rid of his other exhaustion, and then he will also gain another hit die. All right. Let's see. There we go. Oh, man. There we go. And then that brings us to, I think those are all the NPCs. Robin, how's day 3 going?
Robin's good. She's back at full fighting strength at this point.
Nice.
So
what did you want to do with your first day of not feeling like shit?
I mean, if there was any way that she can help anybody else, I think she would be trying to do that, and like keeping an eye on Anne, trying to kind of get a pulse of where stuff is at there without being confrontational. And I don't know, just like generally kind of, if stuff hasn't changed at all on that front, like I think kind of she would spend a lot of time like thinking and strategizing about like what she could try to do there, because she's kind of, I don't know, she's really worried about it.
So it sounds like you're trying to gather information about Anne's condition.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and give me either a persuasion or an insight, and this will kind of represent you getting some more information about Anne's situation.
Cool. Literally, my sheet just pulled up, so good timing.
Okay. Let's see. With your persuasion, you feel that with Anne's strength returning to normal, that she seems to stand even taller. Like her hurt back kind of had her hunched in a little bit. She seems to stand taller and have an even more imposing build than a couple of days ago. This is a very big human being and a very muscular lady. There is, with the return of her full strength, even more of that sort of menacing confidence coming off of her. And you actually catch a scene where she like blocks a doorway so that Eastmark can't move through it. And then kind of the two of them stare each other down, with him looking up at her and her staring down at him, which sort of ends in her eventually letting Eastmark go through the door.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that Robin kind
And
of like she tried.
Eastmark a real strong guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think seeing that at some point, like she would also try to get a moment with Ismark and ask him, kind of like she did with Irina, about if he knows of any things, creatures
Yeah, berserkers.
returning.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, like she would just ask about like Rob or Anne's condition and if he knows anything about.
Yeah, I'm trying
that
to
can-
tell you. Yeah, berserker. The native tribes of Barovia, they are not all bloodthirsty and crazed berserkers, but often the spirits of violence and bloodlust will take over their bodies and their minds, and they must be exiled. They wander the wilderness looking only to fight, only to kill.
Do you know where they came from? Like how they were, where the berserkers come from, how they became berserkers?
I know only that the Kavani, who are the native people of Barovia, they have always lived in harmony with the spirits of the land and their ancestors. But nowadays, the land is not so good, and the spirits are even worse. These people, because of that connection, they sometimes are taken over by spirits. They push them to ever increasing acts of foolhardy strength and violence. That is why, like the people who you met on the road that cut off Anne's hand, they were cast out by the Kavani people because of this bloodlust.
Are there any stories of anyone coming back from this, being cured from the bloodlust?
I don't make it a point to know those sorts of things.
Would the Vistani know anything about that?
The Vistani know much and more.
I think
Arinia has requested that we stop at Serpul on the way to Valakai, and I have to agree that it would be a good decision.
I think I do too.
Those Vistani at Serpul are not in any way affiliated with Ergo and the Vistani outside the Valakai. So it might be useful to get two sets of information and compare them. That way we have a better idea of which Vistani are telling the truth and which ones are trying to fuck with us.
Sounds good. I think that's a very good plan.
Hmm.
If you have any other thoughts about what we might be able to do for Anne, just let me know.
I think it's very important that everyone knows that their lives are in danger if they make her too angry.
Yeah,
This isn't a joke or an exaggeration. She will kill anyone who stands against her. I saw it in her eyes when she was fucking with me earlier. I hoped it was some flirting, but no. She was
Robin-
judging me,
Robin,
finding
no,
me unworthy.
I saw it too. It's yeah, we've got to be careful.
You must understand, the Kavani people, they were once, at least as far as the stories go, good and honorable folk. But now their descendants, the Druids, and the various tribes that dwell in the hills, the mountains, they've been corrupted. Because you see, the Dark Lord, he is ancient. He is the land. And so the land is as dark as he is. And all who draw strength from the land draw strength from him.
So you're saying Anne is being corrupted by the Dark Lord, by his very nature?
Well,
Very likely.
I think that when Anne was facing death, that a spirit maybe climbed in. And its rage and its power, it maybe gave her a second chance.
Yeah. So if we can figure out how to get rid of that spirit, there might be something of her left in there.
Well, my sister will tell you that there is a monastery, with an abbot that you could go to, but I think we should hit up the priests when we get to Valakai. Perhaps it's as simple as some sort of exorcism.
Yeah. Wish we had known that before.
I am worried about your friend Chris.
Yeah, me too.
I feel that Anne has taken a sort of dislike to him in her condition, and that he might be bearing the brunt of the spirit's anger and cruelty. If he pushes back too hard, I think she will try to break him.
Yeah. We've already seen that hit a couple of times. I've asked Chris to try to stand down and stay away from her, but I mean,
You can ill afford to be fighting amongst yourselves. But it has already started. The same fate that happens to all outsiders. You can rest all you want, but things will find you.
yeah, I'm getting the sense that no matter what we do, it's going to be. Well, I think it's just this is life now. Is going to be. And she just kind of like gestures around, like not at the house, but just like at kind of around herself and everything. Just like this is it now, and yeah. Well, I know we've got a few more days here. I don't know if there's any I'm rested up as much as I think I can be, and I'm not much use helping the others. If there's anything I can do to help you, or I don't know if you want to do some training to help me be a little more efficient on the road when we head out, or whatever. I'd love.
I am helping Arinia deal with the zombies.
Well, if
This
there's anything I can do to-
Leo has actually been pretty helpful. We might have it figured out. But if you could just keep an eye on the others and keep an eye on Anne, keep her from hurting your friends, that would probably be the most help you could give.
I'll do my best.
All right. So, Wayne, day 3 of rest. You would get rid of an exhaustion, and it doesn't look like you have any wounds. So you could finally get rid of that wounded kidney.
That would be awesome.
All right. Then you can make your Constitution save without disadvantage. If you get a 15 or higher, you could get rid of that concussion.
All right, so I can remove the wounded kidney, you said?
Yes. And then make your con save, and then hopefully get rid of the concussion as well. So close. I don't know if you want to take a sack out of combat, but
No, that
No?
was just going to set me back.
all right, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, and then let's see. That was you, Jason. Day 3 recovery.
Yeah, I'll take Chris's offer up on.
All
he
right.
will look at me on the medical kit.
Okay.
Yep, you're getting a +0. Here we go.
All right. Trying to get a 15 or higher. Oh. Well,
Oh,
you
he
didn't. You didn't need his help because you got a 20.
Oh, I thought it just makes it a flat row. My bad.
Oh no, it's all good.
Maybe
Okay.
I'm looking at the alternative rows where he rows instead of me.
Oh yeah. The alternatives, he would have rolled instead of you. Like he could just help you that day if that's what you're looking for to give you advantage making a flat roll. That works too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just
Oh yeah,
flat
I'd
row.
definitely like to do that. Would that also take a charge?
It let's see, a use of a healer's kit. Yes, so it would require a charge. If you're using the healer's kit.
Alright.
All right. So that means that you can get rid of, if you don't have any more wounds, you can get rid of 2 of them bad boys.
These
So
are the last 2 wounds I'm taking off here.
Oh, these are the last 2 wounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you got the shit kicked out of you. All right. Okay. And then Chris, on day 3, anything we know about?
Well, I guess I was hoping Jason.
Okay. So then you would just get rid of the 1 exhaustion then.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So day 4 comes around.
Oh, so I guess.
Oh, sorry, Anne. I didn't mean to skip you. Okay, yeah. So, Anne, what are you doing on day 3?
So I'll lose 1 for sure.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and get rid of the internal bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
Then, I guess I probably should get rid of the shell shock too instead before doing anything else. So I'll try and do that.
All right. So give me that Constitution save, DC 15. All right. So you get rid of shell shocked as well. So all you got left is a wounded eye, which will be healed by tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. So as tomorrow comes back around, there is a commotion in the house, and you can hear Irenia and Eastmark and Kolyan arguing with each other. Does anybody go to see what they're arguing about and or listen in, or do you just sort of let it be muffled arguing in the background?
No, I'd go see what it's about.
Yeah,
I'm
Robert would
figuring
definitely go listen.
Leo has fucked something up.
Okay. So Leo has not fucked something up. But when you go in, you see that the 3 family members are arguing, and Polion says, I am. Well, that's not Kullion. My bad. Let's see. Kullion? Maybe? Oh, are you broken, buddy? Okay, hold on. Why are you broken? All right. Kullion looks at his kids exasperated and says, do you think that I was expecting this? This is not something that I was hoping to deal with. The timing on this is terrible. But she's arriving today. She is the Dark Lord's wife, and she has requested that she be given quarter. I cannot deny her. And then Eastmark says, but father, you know what she is. And we have guests in this house. And Irenia says, but father, you can't let her. What if she takes one of them? What? This is, no. After everything that they've been through, father, please, you. And he says, I cannot turn her away. I received the message, and I will do what I'm required to do. If you are concerned about our guests, you can move them downstairs, lock them up.
Jason kind of knock his knuckles on the door. Sounds
Irenia
like bad news.
startles, and then the three of them kind of look to you. And
It,
Kullion says, it's none of your concern, outsider.
I thought maybe Leo got into a scuffle with Irenia.
Scuffle? With Irenia? No. I know that man has romantic ideas, but I think Irenia is a bit too much for him. And then all three of them sort of chuckle a little bit, and Irenia says, oh, but we did not get the chance to tell you. Leo helped us figure out what was wrong with the plague. It turns out that some zombies fell in the well. And so they poisoned the water supply. So the people that get their water from the rain barrels, like us, they weren't getting exposed. But the people that did use the well, they were getting the infected. So we just built a big sign. They said, don't use the well. And then we put the cover over the well. And we pretty much just told everybody, hey, it's going to make you a zombie. Unfortunately, we didn't find a cure for the people that were infected. So we've just been sort of like going around to the different houses where we have the zombies penned up and just trying our best to kill them. But it's been very tiring. That's why I think Leo's actually laying down. There was like one that's like it was sort of funny. His hand fell off and it started crawling around like a spider, and then it climbed up and it started grabbing him, and it like squeezed his balls so hard he started crying and he fell down in the street. Anyways, but yeah, he's resting up.
I see. That's good news then. For the
It's
town.
a shame you're under house arrest. We have so many houses full of zombies we have to go and destroy before we leave town.
All right, well, I'll go check on Leo and
Well, actually, you should probably get your stuff together, because I'm going to lock you in the dungeon now. So maybe go tell everyone that you're going to be locked in the dungeon. If you try to escape, it will be very bad for you.
Did something change with her situation?
Eastmark says, we're having a guest from Castle Ravenloft. And if you are seen wandering about, it would look like you aren't under the house arrest that the town folks believe you are under. It is just a matter of keeping up appearances. And he will attempt a deception check. I'm just going to use your passives. Oh, shit. That is better than all of your passive insights. So your characters believe that Eastmark is very confident in this. That this is for the best for keeping up appearances. Not at all that your lives are possibly in danger. Nope. So he just kind of stares at you. So go, tell the others that it's time to go down to the dungeon.
Certainly. And I'll shut the door as I leave.
Okay. So, Robin, you said you went to listen, so I'm assuming you were kind of standing out in the hallway?
Yeah.
Kind of thing? Okay.
Yeah, she would have stood in the hallway and I would imagine have heard everything he heard and
Yeah.
before. So she'd say, are we, what do you think? Should we dungeon? We're still waiting for a couple people to heal up. If I don't like the idea of this vampire lord lady, whatever she is.
The bride, I think.
Yeah.
The one that takes people and vanishes.
That's the one. Don't like the sound of her.
Yes.
I don't know, can we claim like the dungeon is our house and she's not welcome in it? Is that possible?
I don't think that's how that works. The basement is a part of this house. But if we were in a different house, that would be a different story.
Maybe they could turn one of the zombie houses into a jail that we could go be at.
We would have to do it on our own. They're not going to willingly let us do that.
Yeah. Well, shit. Let's go tell everybody else and we can figure out what we're doing, I guess.
Yes. We should be prepared in case...
Anne.
Yes. We may not take it as a step forward.
And I should also say, at this point, I think Robin would have tried to kind of relay the general sense of like, oh, Anne might be turning into a berserker kind of thing and be haunted by a spirit. Like, I think she would definitely have tried to find.
And if you haven't had a chance to tell everybody, this would probably be a good time to gather everyone up for a little powwow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but she wouldn't necessarily want Anne to know that. So that would be like she would want to tell everyone except Anne. I don't think she wants to just lay that out for her.
Yeah. Take it away then.
Yeah.
You guys are in control of the scene.
So, during this, has Anne been like...
Leo. I ain't leaving him here.
Yeah. During this time, has Anne been like by Dan's side, like day in and day out, or like what is Anne?
Yeah,
doing?
I guess that's the question: is do you burn or bury him at any point?
Yeah, she would have buried him. Tried to bury
just in
him.
in their backyard, or would you try to leave the premises and go to the church?
No, probably in the backyard, so that she can go and see the, like put a little gravestone, kind of like what we did with Art, but in their backyard.
Okay.
I mean, Robin definitely would have helped as much as you would let her with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Anne would have let her.
Yeah, she would have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think, yeah. Go get Leo
to better represent the house arrest. There.
Yeah. Go get Leo. Honestly, if we can try to talk about this without Anne for just a little bit, that might be useful. But I also don't want her to like stumble into it or wonder what we're up to and then be mad at us for excluding her, so we have to be really careful with this.
We do. You see if you can speak with Wayne and Chris as I go get Leo.
Okay.
And I'll meet you back at the room.
Yeah, so Robin would go in search.
Okay. So your goal is to find Anne? Or to find everyone except Anne?
Basically everyone except Anne.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Jason, for the most part, other than kind of, heading downstairs to hear what the ruckus was about, has been resting nonstop because, I mean, he's just fucked up, man. Wayne is almost recovered, but is likely still getting bed rest here on day 4. Everyone else is just kind of restless and out, up and about in the house. So like Leo's been out under disguise with the siblings, and Henry's just been, walking around, looking at the big empty house, walking around the yard, nothing fancy. Staying out of Anne's way, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess he would just try to go. If Anne, because she probably would have had an idea of where Anne was prior to the ruckus. So I guess she'll just head up to the sick room to see who is up there to start with.
All right. So for expediency's sake, we will say that you are able to find everyone but Anne. Anne is just, I guess, does this sound about right, Anne? You're out in the yard, just kind of staring at the grave, almost like meditatively, or are you? What would you be doing?
So she would probably doing something just to keep herself physical, like exerting herself. So if there's like stuff that needed to be, like if the place was a mess, she'll probably.
Yeah, I mean the place is in shambles.
So if there's like heavy stuff to lift and put in the right place, she would be going and doing that, and then trying to work out.
I would say honestly, Kolyan as a politician, he's good at reading people. He understands that your brother died, you're going through some shit. He's been kind of filled in on the details, and that per Jason telling Irenia, he understands that you are a person who needs stuff to do. So he hires you to do handyman stuff around the property. Because he doesn't just want to ask you to do it, and he wants you to feel like you have something to focus on. So he's paying you
stuff.
He is paying you he's paying you 2 gold a day if you were willing to just kind of fix things, haul away dead trees and debris and stuff like that. Yeah.
So much firewood that needs chopping.
Per my character thing, one of the things she finds relaxing is physical exertion. So
all right,
that's what
there
she's
you
doing.
Go. Okay, so yeah, you guys would occasionally see her out the window, just like hauling an entire fucking tree like it's nothing. Like fucking Kratos from 2018 God of War, where dude just picks up like an entire tree like it's nothing, just carrying around. So she's down there kind of doing that stuff. All right, so you're in the sick room, you're having your secret meeting.
All right, so Robin would.
The siblings are not there. It's just this group of people right here, and a dog.
Robin would say, okay, so I had an encounter with Ismark and Anne last night. Anne, I mean, look, Ismark's a big dude and like the toughest guy here, and she like stood him down basically in a doorway and was ready to go at him. And he stood down and de-escalated the situation. But I was able to talk with him afterwards, and he told me that what he thinks is going on, or at least the closest he knows of anything that might be going on, is that when Anne died, that there could have been one of the spirits of the land. It's the same spirits that inhabit the berserkers. You remember the berserkers we met on the road? well, they're people of the land who've been corrupted by the spirit of the land, because he is ancient and he is the land, right? Stupid Dark Lord thing. Anyhow, so it corrupts people when it takes over as a spirit that haunts their bodies. So basically, Anne is possessed, is what I'm trying to say, and is turning into a berserker. And just like we weren't safe with those two on the road, that's kind of what we're dealing with Anne here. But that's not the only thing. I know that's a lot, but there's also the Dark Lord's consort is coming to visit and has requested to stay here. And the burgomaster is not allowed to say no to her. But she is a vampire. And so that means he will invite her into the house, which puts us all at risk. They want to put us in the dungeon to protect us, but that kind of also just makes us...
no way out.
Yeah. But we also can't leave and go into the town, because then we're breaking our word to the burgomaster, and because we're under house arrest here. So that's the situation.
And we're gonna be in this dungeon with Anne.
With Anne, right?
Leo says,
"Oh, and the vampire."
Perry Wimple, he's still down there. They haven't figured out what to do with him yet.
Yes, I did hear Leo did figure out why everyone's turning into zombies. Contaminated water at a well.
Yeah, there were zombies.
That's good. I was gonna take a chance to look at that red today, but
no worries. So it's either we stay here or we leave and try to put the town behind us, or we try to take a resident somewhere else.
What's stopping Colion and East Mark Arena relocating us to a abandoned house nearby, a zombie house, or what was thought to be a zombie house?
I mean,
they
seem to think that would be breaking the guidelines of our house arrest.
If anybody saw us.
Yeah. I mean, we could go ask if we could do that.
But they don't know that we know. Well,
when is this lady coming?
Today.
Yeah, we don't know what our time frame is here.
Yeah, so we can't exactly.
Well, if vampires don't like the sunlight, then we've got till sundown or near to it, unless she's brought in by coach or something.
I mean, how else is she gonna get here? Flying in the bat?
Maybe.
I mean, we don't know how stuff works here.
That doesn't seem very classy. I mean, you're like the leader of the land's wife. You fly in as a bat? I don't know.
It's also not really classy with her, picking some random person out of the town and said, "Oh, you look tasty," and eat some.
And maybe she has magic where she can just bamf in out of nothing. Like we just don't know.
Is there any stories?
When you mentioned the flying, that got me thinking. Have you guys seen the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing? Do you think that this Dark Lord's wives are they lookers? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
a horrible idea, Leo. No matter how.
It's not I mean, it's just curiosity. It's not like an idea. I'm not going to try to steal the Dark Lord's wife, even though apparently he has quite a few of them. Irenia says he's got like 4 or 5. Some of them are dudes.
Robin's just going to look at him and she's going to say, "Well, maybe you could be number 6."
I mean, living in a castle. I don't know. I mean,
you're fucking crazy.
He's just trying to relieve his stress. He's nervous.
I mean, I'm very nervous because, look around. I'm the best looking guy here. Like, if this is a vampire, it's just going to obviously go after the best looking guy here, and I don't want to end up as second dinner.
You wouldn't. I kind of look over to Wayne. With your illness, you wouldn't exactly smell you or anything, right? Kind of
I
raise
think
eyebrows,
mean,
I
looking
think
around.
that's cleared up.
Yeah, I think we got lucky. I haven't had any. I'm assuming I would have been receiving the garlic test daily at this point.
Oh yeah. No, you were cleared. You
Okay.
were free and clear.
No, I'm clear at this point. But that doesn't mean that maybe she couldn't smell something. I don't know.
Well, let's do an assessment of our physical capabilities. I'm still pretty tired, but I could move. How are you guys doing?
I mean, I'm all
I feel
good.
like I need a day or two to be at full strength, but
Let me ask everybody this: what if we look? I know we want to go to Valaki with Ismark and Arena, but we also know that Sayre Camp or Sayre Falls is only like a day away. We could try to travel there. It's early enough in the day that we still might be able to get there today before dark. We could go see if we could go meet the Vistani, see if we could spend a couple of days there with them.
So this news, you would have received it at the time indicated. So it's already like 11:30 in the morning.
Well, then
Just
scratch that.
yeah.
She would not have said any of that.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you don't know for sure how far it is, but it's a full day's ride, I believe. So, without a
Walking,
horse, yeah, it's going to be a
it's-
long way.
Yeah, she would walk that back instantly.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't have
If it's
many
on the
ways
smooth.
of paying for our way at the moment either.
All right. Well, I think our best option maybe is to see if we can get a house that previously was a zombie house. Maybe relocate secretly somehow. Any ideas on how we could get there without the town noticing?
well, I mean, do we know of any nearby zombie houses? I feel like we need to talk to.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't
we know
know
one
Eastmark
building
about
that's
this.
empty. The general store.
I mean, we still want
That's
their
center of town. We'll be spotted.
we still want their trust, right? I mean,
they're literally the only
Yeah.
allies we have here at all.
I say ask, but I wouldn't push it.
Yeah.
If we gotta be in this dungeon,
All right. Well, let me ask you this: if we're in this dungeon and you're locked in with Anne, can you keep it together enough and not?
look, I already promised you I will not exacerbate the situation. I will
I
sleep
know. I'm
the whole
just
damn
saying
time.
it's gonna be its own thing that's happening down there. That's all. That's the only reason I'm asking. All right. She'll look around. Should we go talk to him?
Yeah, might as well. I can go with you.
Okay. So as you guys head back downstairs, you can see that Ismark has gone outside to talk to Anne, and Irina is quietly, like very quiet for Irina, tidying the house as best she can, and that Kolyan is nowhere to be seen. And so she sees you guys approach, and she says, "Oh, you ready? I mean, we don't need to take you down there until closer to sunset. If you want to, enjoy some freedom, I guess.
Arena is.
It's
is your-
only until she leaves.
And how long does she normally stay?
Oh, it shouldn't be more than a day or two.
We'd like to ask your father if we could if he would be willing to designate one of the former zombie residences in town as a jail and allow us to be moved there to be locked in as prisoners there.
Are you worried that something will happen to you downstairs in a locked cell?
Why don't
In the house.
would your father have? He can't object to anything the bride asks. At least that's the feeling I get. So
Well,
if she asks for
she.
one of us,
No, I mean, you're right. I don't know how much of a story that would really be that we're turning an abandoned house into a jail when everyone knows that we have a dungeon under the house. But also, then everyone would know where you are. And if she wanted to find you, she could just go there.
But we would have to invite her in.
Not if it was a jail. A jail is a public structure.
Shit.
You don't own anything, so you don't have a home. But I'll ask him. It might be better just to see if we could maybe like sneak you over there, but it's going to be a real pain, especially with how many people there are. We'll have to do a few at a time and hope that nobody sees you. But I don't know. He's already really upset and stressed that she's coming, and then I think he kind of blames it on you guys because you are outsiders. But if anybody sees that you aren't actually under house arrest, they might start to question your involvement with everything and him being lax on you, and there's already lots of questions going around about what is going to happen to Parpol, and but I will ask him.
Well, I mean, we're also just really worried about what might happen with all of us locked into such a small space, and
yes,
with
you can easily say that you didn't have enough room for all of us. You didn't realize it until after a few days of the cramped quarters.
and especially with what's going on with Anne.
We see Anne from where we're at, right through the window.
Yes. Like in a movie, you guys look out the window, and you see her stop the work that she's doing to talk to Eastmark. Eastmark, again, a big dude. She towers over him. All right. So outside, Anne, you are working hard, pushing all thoughts out of head. Head empty, only work. Feel good.
Mm-hmm.
You hear Eastmark approach, and he says, "Do you need a hand with any of that?"
No, but you can help if you want.
Well, we have a visitor coming tonight. It is one of the brides of the Dark Lord. We have concerns for your safety and the safety of your allies. I would like to put all of you in the dungeons tonight because I don't want her to cause any mischief or trouble if She gets the full story about your involvement with whatever happened to the church and my father placing you under house arrest, but then you're not actually under house arrest per se because you're loose in the house, and it would just be a whole thing. And we're just trying to prevent anything bad from happening. But you could leave. Go and set up camp outside of town, and Irene and I will meet you tomorrow, and we could head to Serpool. I have not talked to your allies yet, but I wanted to run it past you because you are the strongest and obviously the leader of everyone. So, of course, I would check with you first.
Jason still needs rest, so and the best way to get back at that lady is for everybody to be well rested. So,
Well,
the dungeon
you
is
tell
also a
me.
rest.
Do you want to rest in the dungeon, or do you want to leave and rest outside of town?
I don't think
Because my father will just publicly exile you from the village of Barovia.
They're not going to get any rest out there. Too weak for that.
All right. Now that we've discussed it, as their strong leader, you can let them know what you have decided.
She'll drop what she's doing and head inside to go find everybody.
Okay. All right. So you guys, when you look out the window, you see this exchange, and then you see her drop what she's holding and start heading towards the house. Okay. She comes in through the back door into the kitchen, through the kitchen into the dining room, where you guys are all kind of standing. Everyone's now in one room.
Everyone, we're going to the dungeon tonight. You're not finished resting, and we need to rest.
Mourinho was just telling us about that.
All right, good.
And you're good with that, Anne? That's what you want to do?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay, well, we have two cells. Maybe Anne, you could be in the cell with Purple because he really likes you, and he hasn't had much company. I've been very busy, and haven't had time to read to him. And then the others could just go in the other cell.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe I can. We can arm wrestle or something. That might be pretty good.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that sounds really good. I have a dicing set I can also give you guys to play with, and maybe some books.
Can I get that?
But you can't do anything bad to the books. Don't use them for wiping your butts or anything like that. These are very special and precious to me.
Can I get that alchemy set I asked you about? I was gonna check out that rat.
Why would you check out the rat? We already solved the mystery.
Well, maybe there's a cure I could figure out for the zombies, so you don't have to kill them.
Or maybe reopen the well.
Yeah. All right. Okay, well, you got a couple of hours, and then I guess we'll lock you up downstairs. I really appreciate you guys just being so flexible about this. It's really scary, and this is one less thing to worry about, so thank you.
Is there anything that we should know if we have to somehow end up interacting with this bride? is there anything that you can tell us that would help us be on her good side? Any ways to address her? Any?
You should be very respectful. Just how you would treat a noble, but like a noble that could kill you with
Right.
like the flick of her wrist.
Okay. Well, dungeons it is, I guess. Let's make the most of this last couple of hours. It seems like we're going to be locked in for a couple of days.
All right. So does anybody have anything else they want to do with the last couple hours before sunset? Well, I mean, it's more like 4 hours and change before sunset. Well, 5? It's not even noon yet. So, with all this walking around, probably a couple hours went by. Yeah. So you got a couple hours. So is anybody? Otherwise, we'll just advance time.
I mean, we're having to, stay rested, so at least I am. So,
all right. So you rest until it's time to go to the dungeon. You pick up your blankie and your pillow, and then you head down into the basement. Okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
There's spikes against the wall.
Hey, listen. They said it was a dungeon. Okay. This is a hard place. All right. So
Yeah, it's a hat rack.
sure, anything's a hat rack if you put a hat on it. All right.
Hey, I do have a question.
Eastmark asked you, Wayne, if you want Dunbar with you or if you want Dunbar to have free reign of the house. They're not going to arrest a dog, but he's your dog, so if you want him with you, it's good. Otherwise, they'll keep him.
I'm going to keep him with me. I think having Dunbar loose would prompt your guest to ask some questions.
It's a good point.
I know I mentioned it a couple of sessions ago, or like last session.
Mm-hmm.
Over this time, would we have had time to make some wooden stakes?
I would say that if you had free time over the last 3 days that you weren't using to rest, keep in mind that the downtime activities you guys were doing was just resting. But those of you who weren't resting, that would have been the time for crafting, essentially. As far as could you have made like 1 or 2 sticks that are sharp? Sure. Yeah. But they aren't like fire hardened, bring out your wooden mallet and stake a vampire to death kind of thing. I think that might be outside of the crafting ability of a lot of you guys. A lot of movies trivialize the craftsmanship that is actually involved in making like usable weaponry. So yeah, you guys could certainly have sharpened some sticks, as it were, but to create an actual like heart-piercing, sternum, crunching, vampire mallet stake like situation, that's like a real, actual crafted item. So another person that makes this seem very easy is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where like literally any piece of wood, like a fucking chopstick, she could just like kill a vampire with it. There's like all these bones and shit that like are in the way of the heart. Like you really have to get it in there good. It's not just like poke dead. There's a whole process to it. So, yeah.
I mean, like I think Robin would have a sharpened stick.
Just for it's like a totem, right? Like it's a totem of like feeling better, right? Like having it, a Mr.
like,
Pointy totem.
Like she and this wasn't. You said this wasn't a one of the traditions here in the world. So like nobody even knows what this should be. So like having something that even closely resembles.
It's not a
thing,
tradition that any of the people you've met know about. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think that's something. Yeah.
All right. So you can feel free to essentially reskin a dagger, but it would be an improvised weapon, so it would not provide any proficiency bonus.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Then time advances. When you guys are brought down to the cells, Periwimple, also known as Parple, when he sees Anne, his face lights up, his cheeks blush, and he gets very fidgety. When he sees the rest of you behind Anne, particularly Chris, the bad man, he gets very upset. And his joy is instantly extinguished. He looks mistrustfully at Chris and moves as far away from Chris as possible. All right. Eastmark has a ring of keys. He puts you guys in the 2 different cells. Just Anne and Periwimple in one cell, and the rest of you crammed into the other. Are there any volunteers to be in the cell with Periwimple and Anne? Going once, going twice.
I mean, if it's really a space thing, Robin would.
It's
go
not.
in,
I mean,
but-
it's not. I mean, it's 6 people in basically a 10-foot wide, maybe 15-foot deep room. So I mean, it's crowded, but it's certainly not intolerable.
Yeah, unless somebody says
All right.
something, she's not going to.
Sure. Okay, so you guys are locked in. Eastmark hands Anne a sack and hands Wayne a sack, and says, "There's wine skins, some bread, some dried meat in there. So we'll be busy entertaining. We'll not be able to bring you any food."
Got
also, and can you pet Purple? I need your buckets. And Purple just kind of snaps to attention and very timidly hands Ismark his poop bucket. And Ismark says, "I'll bring you a clean one. Hold on." And then he just kind of hands him a bucket, makes sure you guys have a bucket to poop in, and then takes the poopy bucket with him upstairs. All right. And time ticks away. You guys do anything?
And we'll ask Parple how he's doing, and say Parple instead of Periwimple.
Oh. They've said I miss my uncle, and I miss this guy, and I miss working in this shop. I miss the rain.
Oh.
How are you? You look very nice, rested and strong.
I feel much better. Like I got something off my chest. Or off my back.
That is good. You do you want to have some bread with me?
Sure, Purple. We could share some bread.
Okay. Aridia, she was reading me books, but she's been very busy. She said that she is figured out the zombies. That's good. It was very bad when people were getting sick. It's good when they are not sick.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So in the other cell, Leo is looking around, and he looks at the poop bucket, and he says, "Man, I don't want to be the first. I don't want to be the first one to poop in the bucket, but I also kind of do want to be the first one to poop in the bucket." Is that weird?
Well, the
No, it's like the
second you
bathtub.
poop in that bucket, it's gonna smell like shit. So we may want to just hold off as long as we can.
Nah. When I shit in a bucket, it smells like daisies. Can't speak for the rest of you though.
What books did Irina give us? to
What books indeed? Hold on.
read?
Where's my list of books? Oh, here we go.
You're welcome. I know that's one of those amazing questions to ask a DM.
Nope, I have a random book table.
And also, it stops us from talking about our bowel movements.
Oh,
Away
that
from
was
the
that
daisies.
was your real motivation. You just didn't want to talk about pooping. All right, hold on.
I was just
Everybody
gonna see
does
what
it.
book-
Doesn't mean we have to discuss it.
I was just going to see what book Robin was going to read on the toilet.
They never talk about the poop bucket. You know, like adventures always end up in the dungeon, and then where are they going to poop? It never comes up. But this is the kind of
if it's a
visceral,
dungeon, you
real.
poop in the corner, move on.
Oh my goodness.
I would imagine.
I made a terrible mistake of rolling when I had animated roulette wheel on my 1800 book table. So it's going to be a couple of years before we find out what the book is. Hold on. Let me turn that off. Try again. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the books that you receive is Flying into My Past. So Flying into My Past is essentially a fantasy novel about a man who time travels. And in time traveling, he only makes his life worse instead of better. There's one that's a little meta. It's called War and XP. And this is essentially a story about the war of Argynvostholt against Strahd von Zarovich. So this is actually a historical work about Barovia. And then there is Starting Time. And Starting Time is basically a book about a young girl who decides that she is going to balk at her life's responsibilities and instead go her own way and live her own life by her own terms. It seems to be very well read.
With these, Robin would like look at each of them, kind of see what she could gather from, and be like, "Well, we got to pass some time. We could. Anybody mind if I read some of this?" And she'll probably point to Flying into My Past. That seems like the most.
I would say you should read the one about Strahd.
Well, you want the dry history or the fantasy novel?
Henry says, well, whatever you do, just don't wipe your butt with the pages. We got very clear instructions about that.
Robin will sit down, Flying into My Past. You're like, all right, well, let's start with the dry one, and we'll go to more interesting stuff as we get a little more bored. War and XP it is. And she will start reading it out loud.
Oh man, what a page turner! It's actually pretty interesting. The general theme is that long ago there was a nobleman named Lord Argynvost, but this is a spoiler here. he was actually a silver dragon.
Ooh.
He came to Barovia with a tremendous amount of wealth, and he used it to start an order of knights called paladins. And the intention of this order was to bring light and life and good to the lands of Barovia. And for a while, they were able to accomplish this goal. But eventually, they overreached, and they decided to make war against Strahd von Zarovich directly, rallying like-minded individuals from all of the settlements of Barovia. They formed a sizable army and went to war against the Dark Lord. He roused from his castle, assembled an army of monsters and animated dead, and quite handily crushed the Order of Paladins and their poorly trained rabble. The dragon, Lord Argynvost, shed its human form on the battlefield, appearing as a massive silver dragon who instilled its remaining allies with courage and its enemies with fear. But it was as nothing against Strahd von Zarovich's magic. For in addition to being a master of warfare, he was also a practitioner of the arcane arts and an expert at necromancy. When all was said and done, the dragon Argynvost and all of his order was defeated. Their bodies left to rot on the battlefield. Over time, parts of the dragon's corpse began to vanish, scavenged, stolen away. So dedicated was the order of Argynvost that in death they refused to give up. The strongest willed among them rose as revenants and continue to fight evil throughout the land, even to this day. And it's said that they can never rest until Strahd is destroyed. However, such is the nature of immortality that many have gone mad. You are just as likely to be accused of being an evil villain and killed by an Argynvost revenant as you are to be saved by one. The ruins of their headquarters, a mighty mansion, now lie in haunted ruins south of Valakai. So yeah.
Does the headquarters have a name?
It is named Argynvost. The dude was very into himself. He named everything was named after him. The order, the headquarters, himself. It was all. Yeah.
Does the book describe the Argynvost revenant?
A revenant, as far as you could tell, is a corpse that has been animated by a spirit that has unfinished business, but no body to finish that business in. So it claims that a corpse and animates it to continue the work that it couldn't finish before it died. You may roll a meta check real quick. So a history. I guess anyone who heard the story can roll one if they'd like. Robin, The Crow is a movie / comic book about a revenant.
Mhm.
Yep. The rest of you could not think of any good examples of revenants.
Could it possibly be that man, that undead knight
On
we
the
saw
horse,
on
yeah,
the
that's what
road?
I was kind of angling
Oh,
at.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad correlation to draw.
So maybe he would have helped us.
Oh, there's also a quote from the book that apparently was, this is something that Strahd von Zarovich said, quote unquote, I was looking at dead men. Before another hour passed, I'd send them wailing on their way to rotting hell. All of them. It is your general opinion, Robin, that the book was written by a Strahd von Zarovich supporter, because it's very much like slanted towards what were they thinking? Who would ever stand against Strahd?
Yeah, she'll finish. The end. Well,
Oh, so as you say the end, you hear and you realize that, you know, as happens when you read a nice long book out loud, and you haven't had any media for a while, the night has just kind of passed, and it's getting into the wee hours of the morning. You hear a woman say, "What a lovely story that is." And you see, standing in the staircase, is a woman with red hair, but not nearly as bright and fiery as Irene is. The woman is tall and slim and looks rather feral. She is dressed in gorgeous evening wear, and her eyes glow in the dimness of the stairwell like a cat's.
I elbow Leo before he can ever say anything.
And he said, I knew it. She says, so you are the outsider. How fascinating. Hmm. You do not speak our language, hmm? That is strange. I was under the impression that the mist bridged those sorts of gaps.
Wayne's gonna look around and kind of look at Robin and look at Chris, but he's not gonna say anything. But kind of trying to convey with his eyes, like, do we engage? Do we say nothing?
You're very timid, aren't you?
Robin is going to kind of like step maybe a little. I mean, I'm guessing she was sitting. She'll probably stand up
Mm-hmm.
and maybe step a little closer to the bars to step closer, and she'll kind of bow her head a little bit, and she'll just say, I'm sorry, my lady. We are from another land, and we are not entirely certain what the protocols are here.
Protocols.
When addressing someone of noble stature.
She smiles a big smile, and you see that there are very pronounced fangs in that pearly white smile. And she says, well, you are prisoners, are you not? So I suppose you should show deference to your betters, but I would not be surprised if there was a certain crass rudeness, a defiance about you. Hmm. Interesting that so many of you are in one cell, and these two half-giants have been stuck in here by themselves. I wonder, is there something going on? I heard this one killed his uncle. And Periwimple, who has fallen asleep, listening to the story, is still sleeping. So, and she says, "Oof, he is so young and so big. I wonder how big he is. What a delicious little morsel." I am a bit famished. Dinner did not agree with me. And there was this little bird, a little red bird that just wouldn't stop singing. Just tweeting and chirping incessantly. It took everything I had not to just shut it up. Well, it's not too late. It would be... yes. It would be quite a simple thing to do, wouldn't it? So, tell me, outsiders, where are you from? I'm ever so curious about the worlds beyond ours. And my husband. I would love to be able to return home with news of your arrival.
Robin will. She'll just say, "We are from a world that is called Earth, and specifically."
Earth! Oh, that is where Asher is from.
Robin will. She's kind of had her head bowed. She'll kind of look up at that. May I ask who this Asher is?
Asher is my husband's husband. But we just call him one of the brides. He's a very soft boy. Softer than this one. And she points at Wayne. Yes, he's always going on about how he misses his Netflix and all of that.
So he's
his movies.
So he's a fairly new husband or new bride?
I suppose. What is new? I suppose 10 years is pretty new. Or was it longer? It's hard to say. Time is so small a thing. So, Earth. You have the movies and the Netflix?
We do, and even newer things, the HBO Max and Disney Plus.
These words sound incredible. HBO Max.
It's like Netflix, but with higher quality original content and more sex scenes.
Oh, that sounds very nice. Well, you'll never see those things again. But hold on to the memories. Sometimes that's all we have. Hmm. Well, well. And you see her kind of reach into like a purse, and she produces the cell keys that you saw earlier on Eastmark. And she says, I think I am going to need a snack before I can go to bed. My stomach is very empty. It was a long carriage ride to get here from the castle. We saw the smoke from the fire all the way at the castle. My curiosity had to be sated. But now I have a different need. A hunger.
Does my lady truly want sustenance, or is she more bored? Perhaps I could entertain her with music. Something that you have not heard before.
Perhaps. My husband is a very talented musician. I get my fair share of music at the castle. But if you're offering dinner, I would not say no. You seem to have quite a soul inside you. I can see it clinging to your bones. I would like to taste it. Just a sip, and then I'll head to bed. A small sacrifice, Better the hero suffer than, she looks at Periwinkle, the innocent.
I think you're just here messing with us. Your husband probably knows all and sees all and knows more about us than maybe we know about ourselves. I do not think that it was just happenstance. I think you are here out of curiosity, certainly, but probably as a test.
No, I am here because I am hungry. So, do you offer a drink? Or do I just take one as I see fit?
Wayne just got over his illness, and he's been on a strict diet of
Oh.
garlics. I don't think he would taste very well.
That is very considerate of you to look out for me. Might I ask your name, brave knight?
Jason.
Jason. That is a very strong name. Jason, would you walk with me for a while? The moon is waning, but still there is some light to see by. Some fresh air away from this cell might be nice. I
And
will return you when I'm finished.
Anne's gonna stand up
Hmm?
and walk up to the cell and say,
Oh, so this lady's pretty tall, but
Yeah.
obviously not. Yeah, I mean, she's maybe like 5'10", 5'11", but yeah, you stand up and then just like loom in that cell.
she's gonna walk towards the cell and say, is feeding gonna exhaust them?
Eh, if they're weak,
They are.
you aren't.
I know.
You are strong. There is so much potential there.
Don't be rash, man.
What of you, Anne? Would you walk with me in the moonlight?
Anne, are you sure you want to do that? That might hurt your ability to find justice for your brother.
You guys need to rest. And that was my order. So you guys are gonna stay there and rest.
Her odor. I like this woman. She starts to unlock your cell. Okay. She offers you her arm.
I don't take it. I will walk with her.
She kind of furrows her brow and says, you will not walk with me, but you'll walk next to me?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She
Are we going?
motions to the stairs. She says, lead the way.
All right. And walks out.
Okay. All right. She follows after you. All right. Anne, at some point, she is going to try to feed from you.
Okay.
Would you allow it, or would you try to fight her? You get a general sense with your strength radar that she is stronger than you.
Yeah. She'll probably put up a struggle for the fun of putting up a struggle.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right. Give me 3d6. That is how
3d6.
much she drains from you.
All right.
All right. So you lose 10 hit points, and that's also from your max hit points.
All right.
During your quiet walk under the moonlight and being fed upon after some light wrestling, do you try to ask for any information, or do you just sort of get through the process and get taken back to your cell?
I don't think Anne would care at this point.
Fair enough. All right. She says, they said your brother was taken. What happened?
Some old lady that sells pastries scared him to death.
Ah, Morgantha. Hmm. That is a shame. And
Yes.
you plan to avenge him?
She killed him, so it's only right.
Hmm. This is a good way to think, Anne. You are a very interesting woman. Much more interesting than the little red bird. Do you know this Irenia well?
Mm-hmm. Bit. She's helped us.
Has she? She seems to be nothing more than a stupid child.
Well, if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't have met me.
Hmm. If only one person sleeping in this house could live till morning. Not you and your friends. Sorry, you and your followers. Who should live? The old man? The stubborn boy? Or the little red bird?
All of them should live.
That wasn't the question. If only one could live.
Again, all of them should. If you're too weak to only have that one option in this question.
You are truly a stubborn brute. I guess I will make the decision for myself. Or perhaps, because you are so kind to me, I will simply rest and set my wicked thoughts aside for one more night. Because she has done you such a kindness, I'll give you one more day. But know that the little red bird will not be around much longer. Ah, here we are. And she motions to the stairs down to the dungeon.
Right.
Okay. While they're out doing that, do you guys have any play here? Like in the hour that Anna's gone? Those of you in the cell, do you just kind of hold tight or
I mean, I think there would be like Robin would be both like worried and relieved like at the same time, and might if other
that's
people,
got to be a whole bag of emotions right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I think she's, you know, she would engage with other people if they were discussing anything, but I think she would be pretty quiet and just trying to like sense anything, you know, if there's any sounds that make their way downstairs or, you know, anything like that. I think she's just trying to be as on alert as she can.
Okay. Since you're being alert, you would definitely hear Periwinkle having bad dream and talking in his sleep. And he's basically murmuring, I needed to be strong. Be strong for you and no get pushed around. No more. No one hit me anymore. I'm strong for you, and strong for you.
See, I told you it's her words, not her rage, that prompted that.
Oh, look, man. I was just talking about a possibility.
Anything was possible.
Yeah. Sorry, just
Wayne, you
I don't know.
gotta be careful about antagonizing.
Okay. You hear Anne's footsteps coming down the stairs. And then the woman leads her to the cell, opens it with a very fluid grace, and then closes it behind and says, "Thank you, Anne, for a wonderful evening. The delicious meal. Remember what I said." And then she goes to leave. All right. You do not hear her going up the stairs. But you assume that she did.
I think
In the time when she was feeding, I was resisting. Can I get a gauge of how strong she was?
All you know is that she was stronger than you.
Okay, good. That's what I was looking
Yeah.
for.
Mm-hmm.
Anne, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Keep resting. We have a lot of work to do.
what did she say to you, Anne?
I think she's gonna kill somebody in this house. At least probably not tonight, but maybe tomorrow.
Did
One
she
of us?
indicate who?
Probably Irene.
Then I think that changes our plans a little bit.
Yeah, Anne, Arena and Ismark are both very strong and have said that they would travel with us. We need to keep them alive.
I know.
We may need to leave sooner than we were planning. That may be more important than finishing resting here.
We're all well enough to travel.
Well, did she say it was going to be tonight?
No. Apparently, it's gonna be not tonight, but maybe tomorrow, at some point. When Ismark or Irina come down here, we'll let them know.
Well, I guess let's get the rest we can.
And can someone who knows a little bit about medicine, can they look at your neck and make sure it's not infected or anything?
I'm taking a look at it.
Yeah, but it might be useful if Chris or someone else took a look, better angle. I mean, you're strong to fight off the infection, but still, even the strongest need help sometimes.
Well, you're already over there, so.
But
Pretty
we
sure
can
we
help you
can
through the bars.
see most of the wound through the bars.
Can we see each other through the bars here?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
there's-
mean,
Oh,
yeah,
was a
I'm
wall
sure
between us.
this
No.
lock is probably like pretty rudimentary, right? Could I just pick it real quick?
you could try. Do you have any tools?
Yep.
Okay.
Got the ones we got in the mansion.
All right. Yeah, give me a check.
That would I'm gonna just roll sleight of hand because that'll be the same.
Sure. With that roll, you do not think actually that you could pick this lock. At least not. Yeah, at least not with these tools, or at least not tonight. It's just
Yeah, they're old rusty tools. It makes sense. Yeah, I'll just kind of be like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work, and I'll try to peer through the bars and see if I see anything.
Sure.
I'll
Yeah, give me a blind medicine.
If you want to help me, I can do it. I'm trained.
Okay.
If you want to do that.
Sure. All right. One of you, give me a blind medicine.
I would kind of want to know for myself. So can we roll separate?
Yeah, sure.
It's a ninja medicine.
Okay. Right. You are both confident that this wound could be infected.
And you need to not move a lot, and you need to eat a bunch of meat.
You don't have to tell me that.
Right.
All right. Well, why don't we bed down for the night and try to get some rest? Tomorrow could be a bigger day than we were expecting it to be.
Okay. Everybody settles in, tries to get some sleep. All right. Go ahead and give me, given the accommodations and being up late, and then the possibility of somebody just coming and feeding on you in the middle of the night. Go ahead and give me Constitution saves. The DC is only a 5 to see if you gain the benefits of the night's rest. And you can't crit fail on a 1, so Robin, you're fine. Okay.
Then it's impossible for me to fail this.
There you go. All right. So it's some of the worst sleep I think you've ever had. And that's saying something, because you've been through a lot in the last week or so. But overall, you guys do manage to gain rest from that very rough ass night.
I still drained.
No, because you just gained the benefits of a long rest.
Okay.
So that's what you were checking for. So
Do we get
all right.
well rested?
Not sleeping down here now. This would
Okay.
not have. Yeah, this would not be modest accommodations. All right. Irenia comes down in the morning and has breakfast essentially for you guys, and says, "How are the prisoners doing?" Ooh, not doing too good.
Irenia,
We're okay, Irenia.
I have some bad news for you.
Oh, all right. No one died, did they?
Well, is the lady from last night still here?
Yes.
Okay. I think she's planning to kill you tomorrow or today.
Okay. I thought things went all right at dinner last night. Why would she want to kill me?
I think she finds you annoying.
What? That's kind of a weird reason to kill someone.
Do the brides of the Dark Lord need a real reason to kill someone?
Yeah, but why would she just kill me for being annoying? I just was trying to keep the conversation going because she could be.
We're
sort of
not saying you're annoying. We're saying that she said that, and we're worried about you.
Well, now I'm worried about me.
We were talking it over, and I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we are all thinking that it might be better for us to start our journey sooner rather than later.
Oh, that's probably a good idea. She's upstairs in one of the guest rooms.
How capable is she during the daylight?
I don't think I want to know. But there's not a lot of sun today. It's pretty rainy.
It's always raining.
Well, yeah. Um.
Irene,
Oh,
I also have to say I don't know what's best for your family. If you and your brother start traveling to Vallaki, as discussed, I mean, she did not seem the most rational. Well, rational is not the right term. If she was angry that you left, I would worry about your father here alone.
oh, do you want me to not leave and get killed?
I just
Do you think she would hurt the burgomaster of this village, of her husband's village, essentially? Because, you know, he is ancient and he is the land, and
Yes,
so
he would. She asked me last night who should die, you, your brother, or your father. I said neither.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, but just out of curiosity, what was your actual answer? I mean, you can tell me the
Neither.
truth. And no, it's me, but I mean, what was your answer, though?
No, my answer was neither.
Mm.
It will be neither.
Well, my father's not going to leave town, not when he has someone like that visiting.
I just wanted to make sure you knew all the information.
So
we
you
had.
think that if I leave with you, that she will kill my father?
I don't know that. It worries
I
me.
mean, she might
It's a
hunt
distinct
you.
possibility considering she views all of us as food.
But I also think that if you stay here, she's going to kill you and maybe your brother or maybe your father.
But why? We're doing everything we can to try to keep the town going.
I don't think she cares about that.
I think she sees people as toys.
But what was it all for if my father he's given up everything to to have this lady come and just decide, oh, okay, I don't give a shit and just kill everyone?
She's bored, and she saw the fire from the other night, and she got curious.
And she knew we were here.
Well, she knew you were there because I sort of let it slip at dinner.
Arena.
Well, it's just there was a lot of awkward silences, and I just was like, I'll just fill the gaps a little bit, and
I mean, she probably heard Robin reading that book. That other vampire, which seemed much lesser, heard through the floorboards of the church.
You know, she's probably hearing us right now.
no, because she's asleep.
Like how
She's on the second floor.
that doesn't matter. She's older, more powerful, presumably.
What I'm saying is, we need to figure this out. Whatever you want to do, I think we would really like to be exiled from the town and head on our way today if we could. We'd love for you and your brother to travel with us.
That was the original plan. But now I'm worried. No, I'm.
Dark Lord likes stories. Us getting exiled and be on our way is a story in a way. He's wanting tales.
I think taking action will intrigue her and
Do you-
possibly the Lord.
you
I think
think-
that's correct.
This is gonna sound crazy, but what if we snuck upstairs right now and we killed her?
With
Now
what?
Well, Robin has that pointy stick that you said worked in the movies.
Robin's gonna
Yeah,
point
those
over-
are movies, make believe.
You'd want to draw Strahd's wrath like
Oh,
that.
no, you're right. We can't do anything.
Look,
Ro-
what we can do is just hope. We can hope that we can leave, and maybe she'll either follow us, or maybe she was just, playing a game by saying the Burgermaster, but she may not kill him because, like you said, he is here under Strahd's will. Her respect for her husband has to mean something.
That's a pretty big leap.
Well, what else do we got, Wayne?
Well, then the family comes with us.
I don't think we're
My
getting
father's
convincing the
not going to
Burgermaster leave. He's
abandon
not
his.
gonna leave.
Then, if he
position.
chooses to stay, that he should know that he is quite possibly signing his own death warrant.
What?
Why would you?
I
Why?
don't
why
think
would we
she
tell him
cares.
that?
She is a bored woman. I've seen the rich type. She'll kill out of just sheer bullshittery, sheer fuckery. No,
I think it's
nothing means
naive.
anything to her.
I think it's naive to think that we could get the Burgermaster to leave.
I'm not saying we can get him. I'm saying we tell him he should, and it's his call.
No, I don't. I don't even want to tell him that what you are telling me. I don't. I don't want him to be worried about me, and I don't want him to do something that could get him and everyone else killed or in a lot of trouble.
Yes, if he doesn't know, then it's not exactly on him as much.
Yeah, I think we should just grab Eastmark.
Yeah,
Because
we
if
should.
you-
And don't tell Eastmark either.
Yeah, Eastmark will probably want to stay. We
Yeah,
should
don't.
just grab Eastmark and go.
Then when
I
do
have
we tell
faith
Eastmark?
that
Never?
my father is too valuable to Strahd. I mean, to the Dark Lord, and there's nothing's going to happen to him. And if I'm the one that made her upset, if I'm the one that caused the problem, I'll just leave.
Robin's gonna nod. I think out of anything that's in front of you, I think that's the best hope that you have.
I
that
think you're
any of us
talking
have.
very wise.
I'm going to need you guys to help me, because I don't want to cause any more trouble like this. So I'm going to try hard not to talk too much anymore. Because if I had just kept my mouth shut last night, then this wouldn't be happening. I should have just sat there quietly.
Arena, I think the Dark Lord's bride would have found any pretext to do what she's done. You didn't do it. She chose to use you as an excuse.
Yes,
It's
yes.
not your fault.
So, let's grab the keys.
Right. You're right. Okay. She kind of passes you guys the food through the bars. It says, I think Eastmark has the keys. I'll be back.
Ooh, actually, the lady had the keys.
What?
Unless she gave him back to Eastmark, because she let herself into
Well, look.
Anne's
Why would
Does it
she
cell
have the
last night.
keys?
Does anyone know how to pick locks? Maybe you could help me out with this.
All right. She rushes upstairs.
I mean, I can help you for what it's worth, Chris. I mean, I'm pretty good with my hands. I mean, does the whole sleight of hand makes a coin appear?
Do you have training in thieves' tools?
No, but I'm proficient with sleight of hand.
Is that good enough, Crash?
You could certainly try, but the DC would be much higher without the actual
Well,
tool proficiency.
I'm just saying him help me with his sleight of hand proficiency.
No, I wouldn't be able to help you
Okay.
because he doesn't have. Just because he's got quick hands doesn't mean he knows fuck
Yeah,
all about
yeah,
picking locks. Yeah.
All right. With the day's rest, can I just try again?
Yeah, you could try again.
Okay.
Okay. Now that you've gotten some rest, you kind of get up in there and you do manage to get the lock on your cell open.
Awesome. And then I'll go over and I'll help Anne out.
Okay.
And can probably just break down the door if she needs to.
Yeah, let's try not to.
Yeah,
But,
who knows how much noise that would cause.
Ooh, unfortunately, you cannot seem to get Anne's open.
Anne, could you maybe try from your side and I'll hand her
them
the
over.
tools?
Okay.
My God.
All right. I'll just roll. I'll roll the sleight of hand because I'm proficient.
Sure. Oh yeah, it's a simple thing. It's obvious that Chris was too weak to manipulate the tools properly.
I shove them back into his chest.
Okay. All right. With the noise, Periwinkle, Parpol looks up and he says, "Good morning."
Hey, Harpo,
And
you're coming with us.
he looks from you to Chris, and when he sees Chris, he shakes his head. No. Mm-mm. This is bad, man. He's bad.
I'll look at him again and say, "You're coming with us."
No, this is bad, man. No.
Okay, you're coming with me.
Okay, he narrows his eyes, and then he looks from you to that guy, and he says, this guy, he's not with you anymore."
Oh, he is.
Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. And he turns his back to you.
All right.
Hey, Periwinkle. Can I talk to you, bud?
Mm.
Will you talk to me?
Mm.
Why won't you talk to me?
He kind of looks back and he sees you, and he says, Wayne.
What's up? What's up, Perry? Talk to me, man.
All right. I guess you're kind of standing like off to the side here towards the back of the cell, maybe between the bars kind of thing. All right. If you could come into secret chat. Unless,
Okay.
are people going to try to listen into the secret conversation between Parpol and Wayne? I need to know.
No, Jason's probably trying to grab our gear and hand it out to everyone.
Okay.
I'm assuming they didn't let us.
Yeah, like Robin will conspicuously not, like she's doing that thing where she's definitely not listening, doing anything else she can down here.
Okay, if you're trying to listen in, give me a perception check real quick.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be able to hear. It's too mumbly. It's too
Okay.
mumbly.
Like
Okay.
she's fine with that. She's not going to.
All right. See you in secret chat, Wayne.
Okay.
Was Jason able to heal any during the night?
I think he had like 8 wounds. So...
I got the wounds cleared. I just got 5 injuries.
Can you take them off your... Oh, those are the...
That's the injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, wounds are
And
invisible.
we didn't we weren't in accommodate. We didn't have good accommodation, so we couldn't get rid of any wounds, wounds or
Yeah, wounds,
injuries
injuries.
last night.
Gotcha. Dom, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Chris, at this point, he would leave you in the woods.
Okay, that's fine.
To be fair, that would be leaving Anne in the woods. Dom, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll be-
I know, we're not playing Pathfinder, dumb. You don't have to take all these subclasses to get all these extra features.
I'm just thinking that if Anne, if rated out Anne also turns into a vampire, like how fucked we all
We're-
are.
Screwed.
I mean,
But I couldn't let Wayne get infected again. I was fucked up, so I was like, fuck, might as well be me.
What you call it? Yeah, like you guys. Maybe I won't. I was planning to do a multi-class into barbarian at some point too. So I think things are working out.
Ah, yes.
Ooh.
Might as well check all the boxes.
I'm
Be a werewolf
just
too.
saying, if something happens to you, you can play Henry.
We'll see.
But only if something happens. Wink.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't been too great with my aim lately.
Ah, yes. Wasn't the last shot you did brought down a wall on us?
Was that me that brought down the wall? No. That
It
wasn't
wasn't
me
Wayne.
that wasn't from me shooting. That was from me trying to hide behind the wall.
Oh,
And then the
okay. I
ceiling
was thinking
came
it was a
down.
misfire for some reason.
No, I'm just worried we're gonna take Irina out of here, and then we're gonna run into this lady,
Yeah, I have.
and then I'm gonna say, sorry, Irina, it's been fun.
Yeah, go back to your mother.
Oh God,
Oh.
I'm supposed to be the throat one, Jason. What are you doing, man? There's still some purity in there.
No, it's us and the shithead Leo.
Ugh.
And she spilled the beans, possibly.
About what? About letting her know.
That we're all down here.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure she knew.
More likely, but
I
it's
mean,
easy to place blame on someone than accept the fact of something else.
if
Sure.
Strahd is as all powerful and stuff as all of these books and stuff are, like,
He's the land.
there- yeah, like there's no way. Like he knew as soon as we were in Death House, which makes me think that his bride would know something. Like would at least know that there's like people here. I don't know. This all could just be her plan to get us on the road, and who knows what.
You could, but staying here, if she kills everyone and we're stuck in the cells,
Yeah,
then everything gets blamed on us.
definitely. Yeah, right now is a terrible time for us to be in town and for the burgomaster to die at the same time.
Yeah, it is. time
Nothing
to
good
exit
happens in
stage left.
Barovia. In the village of Barovia, that's what we were told.
That's loading screen tip.
Yeah.
That's right. I get to kill Strahd on Tuesday.
Yeah, you do. Hopefully you guys survive.
Wait, you're fighting Strahd and Cyberpunk?
Yeah, that's how that has worked out.
Oh my god.
Cyber Strahd.
Pretty much
Crazy.
a cyber psycho who believes they're a true vampire.
Mm. Aren't you guys only like level 3?
There's no levels in,
No levels, but yeah, we're early.
There's no levels, but you level up. But not
Yeah, I mean,
actually level up.
Get skill
technically
points.
there hasn't been enough XP to do a class level up, but you could do
Oh
skills.
wow. Gotcha. Man, I really hope that Wayne isn't there failing all of his charisma checks. Because I don't want Periwinkle to come with.
Like, the only reason I want Periwinkle to come with is because he's a bag of 100 hit points. But
Yeah, there's other reasons for bring Periwinkle. He could be
I'm
useful.
just saying, I wouldn't wouldn't mind leaving him in the woods.
yeah, but like if he starts protecting Anne,
Yeah, then it's
then it's him and Anne. Oh,
Okay, my friend Wayne, he said that it is good to help you. I'll come with you in.
Good.
And we're going to help Chris and everybody else too, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Wayne's going to look over to Chris and give him a wink.
Chris looks at you like, don't fucking wink your eyes at me, buddy.
Wayne's just going to smile at you at that.
we're waiting for Arena to show up, or
No, let's just go up and get her.
Well, you guys would run into her coming back down the stairs with the keys, and she says, the keys were just like where he left them, he said.
Oh.
But we're
Did
already
you tell
out.
him we're leaving?
I told him that you guys were feeling better and just wanted to go now, today. So he said then we better get the move on if we want to make it to Serre Pool before nightfall.
sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's get a move on then.
Okay, I will go tell my father that you've recovered, and he shouldn't be suspicious because we were planning to leave anyways. So you could tell that she is deeply troubled, but she heads back up the stairs.
Irina, do you want someone to go with you to kind of sell the idea, or do you think you got this?
It should be fine.
I mean, Robin can go with you. You know, help support
it's
the
fine,
sales pitch.
No, it's okay. You guys should just get ready for your public shaming because you're going to be formally exiled probably.
Wait, did your dad find bullets in Bildrath's inventory?
No, but he did find the vial of holy water,
Oh, that's something.
so that's good.
You get
And-
the other things that were on that list?
The other things that were on the list,
Yeah, we gave him a list.
what was on the list?
God, I don't remember.
It must not have been very important then.
No, I didn't say that in character crash.
Did
Oh,
you
I
put
don't
that
know,
in
I
the
mean-
chat?
It was your
Chris
Chris
definitely
voice. I don't
remembered.
know.
Chris
Does
definitely
he?
remembers.
Let me know what it was, Chris.
Maybe some, adventurers get
Maybe that doesn't
rations.
sound.
I
Sounds like
I
you're
will
just making
look.
stuff
The
up
session
right now.
is ending. I
Uh-huh.
will go back and watch and recall every single thing that I told him,
Mhm.
that we all told him, and I will
Sure.
get it to you before the next session.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, sure, I guess. All right.
Also, were we going to get any payment at all for any of the? Like, I know we didn't do great work.
I think I got 2 gold.
Yeah, Anne earns 2 gold for doing work around the property. You guys were promised 5 gold, but
Correct.
then you accidentally burned down.
Well, I think he said
church.
after we burned down the church, he said
Mhm.
that something about honor, and that he was
Uh-huh.
gonna give us the gold anyways, because
Because we
we
did take
did
care of the
technically
problem.
take care of it.
Yeah.
We did.
True.
Yeah.
And he's not a cheat.
Yeah. So, with your supplies that you asked for, this guy would probably subtract the fair market value of the goods from the payment that he was going to give you, because that's kind of the sort of guy he is. Would be to give you the money minus the items that you wanted, because the goods are still goods of the village of Barovia, and if you were to give them away, that's kind of like just taking ownership of the town's property and then bribing some mercenaries with it. But essentially, yeah, he would still honor the 5 gold a piece that he originally offered, which obviously Daniel wouldn't have been a part of that arrangement. So, each of you can add 5 gold to your inventory, and you could add 7. And then, assuming that you could purchase anything at fair market value that doesn't cost more than 25 gold, that is what he finds in Bildrath's shop. So Bildrath has everything that would be listed in the PHB. The standard PHB. So there's no bullets, there's no guns, there's none of that shit. That costs 25 gold or less. That would be available for you guys to purchase with your existing funds, essentially.
Total, each of us got 7 or 5 plus 7.
No, you got 5. Everyone gets 5 each and gets another 2 because he paid you to do work around the house.
Okay.
Whether or not you guys pool the money or you keep it for yourselves is entirely your business. And just so that you know, a healer's kit cost 5 gold in this campaign, because it's actually useful and required for life and survival. So it has a much higher market value.
When you say items that cost 25 or less, is it all items? Like, would that include weapons and armor as well?
There would be weapons and armor, as long as they cost 25 or less. So he wouldn't like for example, he had 1 holy water. A holy water's market value is normally 25 gold, so he had 1 of those available. He doesn't have a lot of anything in particular, but he does have basically everything that's 25 gold or less. And some things like rope and rations and things like that, he has quite a bit of. But again, Coleon's only going to essentially sell it to you as if it was fair market value, because the town needs these supplies quite a bit, and you guys ideally are going to make it to Valakai where you could buy anything you need. Whereas the people here, if you don't succeed in getting the trade routes open, are going to continue to suffer. So, I mean, Coleon's a good guy, but more than a good guy, he's a lawful neutral guy. So he's definitely going to be, a stickler for this.
Can I ask?
Mm-hmm.
I have that eye patch with the carnelian stone in it.
Yeah.
Which has got to be worth something.
Oh, for sure.
Is that something he would be willing to trade?
With the trade routes open or closed, coin definitely has more value than like an art piece, right? Because who's going to buy an art piece? But in the interest of fair trade or whatever, he would be willing to accept that in place of those payments. So let me look up. Did you ever get that appraised or?
No, you never gave me
Okay,
a
okay.
value for it. Yeah.
All right, hold on a sec.
Can you also look at the gold ring I pulled off of that skeleton
Mm-hmm.
and the manor?
So the gold ring is an art piece worth 25 gold, and the eye patch is actually an art piece worth 50 gold.
Ooh.
So I could trade it for 25 gold worth of stuff?
Yes.
Is what you're saying? Oh,
Mhm.
okay, cool. I will keep that in. I will trade it for 5 healers kits. How about that?
I will give you a list.
I will
of-
need to check how many of
Yeah,
such things they have. Yeah.
Yeah, can you, please?
I'll get you a list before next session. Is that okay? of
Sure.
any
Yeah, that
changes?
sounds good.
Can
Um,
Coleon
Make
eyeball
the
that?
assumption that there's like on anything that's you know what, just give me the list and I'll roll for it between now and next session to see what they would have and what they wouldn't have. Because he certainly doesn't just have an infinite supply of everything. He has
Okay.
he has more than you guys for sure because he was hoarding as much stuff as he could. But we'll have to kind of check. All right. Let's see. Any other questions before we adjourn?
Would Coleon be able to eyeball that cloak that we found? Is that anything, or is it just a nice cloak?
Let's see. Coleon informs you that that cloak is exquisite, and he wouldn't feel comfortable trading for it, because it's more valuable right now for him to hold on to these supplies than to give you any kind of like fair price for it.
Okay.
But if you really are hard up, like, you know, he'll take the cloak in exchange for 250 gold worth of supplies.
We might want to keep that close.
I think we want to keep it.
We can get more for it in the locking.
So, that raises a question, right? Because the player me is assuming, this is a magical cloak.
Uh-huh.
How? So obviously we have no way to identify. I mean, we could get people to identify stuff for us, but like, are we able to just wear something and attune to it just by
Yeah,
wearing
and
it?
that's how you yep. If you wear it long enough, you will attune to it. But that also includes cursed items.
Who wants to roll the dice on the cloak?
What does it look like again?
Yeah, we don't even know what it does.
It looks like Jon Snow's cloak from Game of Thrones.
Definitely Jon Snow's cloak, because we know nothing.
Yeah, I say we just roll for it.
Yeah, you know, it looks like you're wearing a shaggy ass wolf and some black cloth.
All right, so I guess let's just throw a d20 out if you're interested in the cloak.
Remind me where we got it from. Is it from
You
the
got it off of
Dirts.
Mr. Dirts was wearing it.
Yep.
Yeah, the undead guy from the house.
I mean, you the last person you fought, you took their mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we took it off him. Well, that settles that. Wayne will hand over the cloak to Chris.
Chris says, I could probably use this for remaining unhidden, and I will naturally wear the cloak.
Okay.
So for now, I'll just put exquisite cloak equipped.
I do have one other question.
Mhm.
Things like tents and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
How does that impact, like, if we need to camp out, and our ability to rest out in the wild? Like, does that give us any benefits
Oh yeah,
for
like
resting? Or...
tents will give you advantage to your constitution saves to get a good night's rest. If there is rain, which you know sometimes that happens in Barovia. If there's no rain, you could get advantage just by having a bedroll. But a bedroll will not give you advantage if it's been raining all night. That would be a tent. So tents are actually very good.
Our next question: are we able to buy like one of the adventuring sets for the price listed in the PHB and get all the stuff?
No, you need to buy everything piecemeal.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? I think for simplicity's sake, we'll just assume that he has 3 of any particular thing. So if you guys
Okay.
buy more
Yeah,
than
that-
if you try to buy
I'd
more
rather
than
know
3 of
now.
something, they just won't have it. So with 5 of you buying things, just sort of keep in mind that there'll be a 3-item limit per thing. So they'll have 3 50-foot spools of hempen rope, for example. They'll have 3 crowbars, 3 healers kits, and so on and so forth.
Okay. I mean, we normally talk after the session, so I'm sure we'll just go through and figure out who's buying what.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Any items that you're hoping to trade?
I have the silver brush, but learning what we learned about silver, I don't know if I wanna sell it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, an improvised silver weapon's better than no silver weapon.
Exactly. And it's one-handed.
Yeah. Okay.
I do still have my silver dagger too, so.
Crazy and big and strong, running around Barovia, beating the shit out of people with a hairbrush.
All right. Well,
I don't know. That seems on brand.
You guys survived an encounter with one of the brides, so that's exciting. There are more brides. You could just start collecting your encounters with them because they're definitely out in the world, moving and shaking and doing things. And it sounds like, for whatever reason, you guys have decided to head out of town and go visit the Sarah Pool and then head to Valakai. So we will start next session. I'll pause the clock here. And we'll say that it takes you some time to get all your stuff together, but around 8 in the morning, there'll be a public decree from the Burgomaster that you guys have been banished, and that his children are going to be escorting you to the bridge to make sure you do not return. But of course, the implication there is that you guys will return with good news that the trade routes are open. But this is to basically satiate the suspicious fears of the townspeople, who you may be starting to understand why they're suspicious and superstitious of you guys, because you do seem to attract a lot of trouble. So, yeah. All right.
I got one more question.
Okay.
How much would the Burgomaster buy the blue jeans for?
Oh man. He is a practical man, and he would, as much as he would like to own a pair of blue jeans, he would feel pretty ostentatious, giving you what they're worth. But from what you understand, blue jeans are worth a pretty decent amount of money to the right buyer.
Okay. That's how we're gonna buy our stuff in Valakai, guys. We're trading the jeans in.
So we're just Donald ducking it for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah,
I mean,
we would buy
you could buy
Barovian
regular
pants.
pants, yeah.
Hey, I have 2 modern day tokens.
I mean,
left.
that wasn't explicitly mapped out. So
I'm spending all my modern day tokens on blue jeans. I'm gonna go and buy a nice little a nice little tavern, and retire.
Blue jeans, gold watches.
Yeah. All right. And I am sorry that Kolyan Endurovich is such a hard ass, but that's just
No,
who
I mean
he is.
he's doing
That's
a lot.
just who he is.
Considering everything we've done, all the
Yeah.
stuff that we've done here, this is actually really good.
Well, I mean, if you guys hadn't back to back successfully just lied to their fucking faces about burning down their church, I think things would have gone a lot differently than they did. So, yeah. But it is what it is.
Mhm.
So,
Oh, I just remember something we forgot.
What did we forget?
Before we leave,
uh-huh.
we asked for a copy of a map.
A map?
Oh. A copy of a map, huh?
If they have a map of Barovia inside or at
Yeah, I
least
mean, I can get you a real shitty inaccurate map for you guys to look
Hey,
at, but
that's
That's better
better
than
than no
That's
Better
map.
than what we
better
got,
than
you
no
know?
map.
yeah, alright.
We can kind of fill it in.
Yeah. MS Paint.
The challenge here is now finding the most shitty map of Barovia I can to give you guys. Because it's a pretty common thing apparently in this campaign to make the maps like really inaccurate and hard to come by for your players. So I will do my best to make it as terrible as
Thanks.
possible.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, some DMs run it that you just can't have a fucking map, and it's all fog of war, and you have to like hex crawl, figure out where everything is. But I figure that people would have a rough approximation of how things are set up, so we'll go off of that.
Yeah, I mean, like, you go to Valakai, you turn right. This is where you go.
Yeah. Valka's like
People should be able
140 miles
Yeah, I
away.
mean,
We
if you
travel
live
90 miles
here,
to get
if
to
you live
Barovia.
here and there's roads, why would you really need a map? Honestly, just follow the road to get to the places you need to go.
to know where those roads go.
So, anyways, any other questions before we adjourn?
You said 3 of everything. How many rations would they have available? Is that also?
Okay. I said they had a ton of rations.
Okay.
So yeah, but rations in 5e like kind of priced. They're like 1 gold
Yeah.
a piece, I think. Yeah.
half a gold a piece.
Yeah.
Is half a gold 5 silver or 50 silver?
5.
It is 5 silver. Everything goes in increments of
Okay.
10.
Okay.
Electrum, which is its own weirdness.
Oh, by the way, they use Electrum here whenever possible. It's their favorite coin.
Ugh. I sucks.
Yeah.
It really is a plane of horror, isn't it?
In fact, you're more likely to encounter Electrum than you are to actually encounter gold pieces. Like when the dude paid you, he didn't pay you 5 gold. He paid you 10 Electrum pieces. Yep. That's what you're dealing with. It's Strahd's favorite coin is Electrum.
Wait, wouldn't it be 1 Electrum?
Why would it be 1? An Electrum is 5 silver pieces. An Electrum is half of a gold.
Oh, I was
It's
thinking
like
half of
it's
a
an
platinum.
Electrum.
$half.
It's a $0.50. It's 50-cent piece.
Okay.
If you think of it like this, a copper is a penny, and a silver piece is a dime, and an Electrum piece is a 50-cent piece, a gold piece is $1, and a platinum is a $10 bill. That's like the best way to do it. Yeah. All right. Any other questions?
So I got this flag with it's red and black with a raven in front of the tower. Does that have a value to sell?
You have an entire flag like that, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that could be sold for 5 gold. And they inform you that that is the royal crest of Castle Ravenloft.
Would there be any? Do you guys think there'd be any use hold on to it?
I mean, depends on if we want to bluff something.
Yeah, OOC, it could be like a flag of that we're part of this and you should mess with us or something like that. But
yeah, we just don't know what the flag laws are in this country.
Yeah.
Like, can you turn it into a gaudy shirt that shows
it-
your allegiance, or is that
Is it always half-mast? Like, I don't.
But I think right now the money is more useful.
I mean the goods.
Yeah, the goods.
Okay. All right. I sell the flag.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Do I need to roll a secret percentile dice?
To see if you got
Mhm.
poisoned?
Yeah.
Oh, so I switched already all of the curses, diseases, and poisons, and drugs over to Pathfinder 2e afflictions. So I already rolled secretly to see if you got
Okay.
blood sickness.
Okay.
Yep. And it was real bad.
All right.
So all
We
right.
do have that holy water.
You did just get a holy water, that's true. All right.
And it's been less than 12 hours.
And it has been less than 12 hours. I guess you could ask for help if you need it.
Something tells me Anne won't ask, though, because that would make her weak.
I mean, unless Anne's making saving throws, Anne is making Anne's decisions.
I mean, it doesn't, like, we can't even help her because we gotta go. Like,
Yeah, fair.
her getting advantage on the save requires us not to do anything and have someone treat her all day.
Yeah.
And a lot of meat to feed.
All right.
Okay. Any other questions before we adjourn? Nope. All right.
Nope, I think we're good. Announcements.
Okay. Oh, yeah, quick announcements. I guess we're doing a vodcast tomorrow night. I don't know what we're doing it on. I kind of thought it'd be fun to do it about Solasta, the worst video game ever made.
So I tried out the Lost Mines Celeste DLC mod, and you know what? They did pretty okay. They added a whole bunch.
Pretty okay.
Yeah, they
All
did
right.
pretty okay. But I can talk about that tomorrow.
There you go. We'll talk about Solasta tomorrow. And let's see. Saturday morning, Red Hand of Doom continues. Saturday night, Curse of Strahd Classic. Man, if only you knew the shenanigans they were getting up to. God damn. And then Sunday morning, Curse of Strahd Daybreak. Again, if only you knew what they were getting up to. And then finally, let's see. Sunday night, we got Mythic Odyssey. They're all about to die, I think. So I don't know if that means we just end the campaign or we just skip to chapter 7. We'll have to figure that out. And then oh yeah, Monday night we continue Odyssey Prime, and Tuesday double feature we've got Cyberpunk Red and Pathfinder 2e Abomination Vault.
If you wanna
Next Wednesday, nothing's going on as far as I could tell.
Tuesday, if you want to watch a group of futuristic people fight futuristic Strahd, come to Cyberpunk.
Are you fighting futuristic Strahd?
They're fighting a cyber psycho vampire.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, we fought a dolly in our game.
I mean that dolly was scary.
That's almost as cool, but I don't know. Anyways, all right. Anyone have their own announcements? Any other announcements before we adjourn? All right, then I will see you guys around the Discord. Night.
All right, take care.
Night Crash?
Good night.